morning, Anton. Good morning, Nyx. Good morning, Izu. How's your day going?
Good morning, everyone.
Started 10 minutes ago.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Early risers. Gonna have one more minute. Get your coffee. Get your booster seats. Izu, I need you to connect to guest star again, I think.
What? What is it? Oh, is it? Because I accidentally clicked on the strips.
I did too.
Oopsie.
I think I can do it, but I might need another invite. I don't know. Let's see.
We just need it for the beginning. Yeah, Izu. So how's yesterday? How's your yesterday? Because both of you just woke up.
My yesterday was good.
Hey.
Oh, I got it to
Why
work.
you say good morning? Because Fedora, at the start of the stream, you say good morning to everyone. Because I didn't tell you good morning. It's so fun.
It's good time zone.
Digichan, good time zone, good time zone. Digichan, hello. Let's do some introductions. Izu, let's start with the guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, me first. I'm KonekoIzu. I'm a cat gaming VTuber, and I stream mostly, I guess, horror games and a variety of other games. Yeah. Hello.
There's a Charlie you can follow. She's really sweet. She also has a birthday. She's doing a sabaton this week. She's been working very hard. Today I heard you take a break.
Yeah, today I'm taking a break because I feel not good, but it's okay.
Take a break so you don't break. Now, what about you, Nyx, my co-host? Or you give us an introduction.
Good morning, everyone. I am the co-host
No internet, Nyx.
of the NVP podcast. I have no Wi-Fi since last night.
Nyx! Snake! Nyx?
Well, am I still here?
Well, Nyx will come back to us with some internet issues today. You know, the elves in the forest, they have some internet issues. That's why you have two hosts.
Wait.
Ray, revive Nyx! So, let's do some, I introduce myself. Hello everyone, I'm MsElboim, I'm a D20 Mimic VTuber, doing D&D, tarot reading, this weekly podcast. And Izu, our guest today, is actually my childhood friend.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
In VTubing, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, we go back 8 months, something
Can
crazy.
you hear me? No, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, now we can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what
Give us an
happened.
introduction.
Hello, everyone. I am Nyx Oleander. I'm also the co-host of the NVP podcast, and I still have no internet after last night.
Yay!
Oh no.
I told him that the forest, it's kind of hard to get internet sometimes. It's unexpected.
Oh no.
Mm. So, Izu, is there anything interesting happened to you this week in your sabaton?
No.
No, wow, that's good.
Like not bad, and it's been fun. I don't know.
We can talk about good. You don't have to say bad things. You can talk about good
Nothing
things.
has happened. Nothing extraordinarily out of the ordinary has happened either. It's been pretty chill.
Let's go. So let's go to our first topic. We got a list of very interesting topics today. Tailored, half general stuff, half tailored to Izu, so you get to know her better as well. And our first topic is your VTuber a secret wishful way of acting? And I'll explain this one. There's this weird disconnection between the persona behind the VTuber and the VTuber. And I'm the same. But the way I act as a VTuber is not necessarily the way I would act in, let's say, an interview in a serious office situation and so on. So I'm asking, is VTubing how we want to to be, or is it exaggerated?
I
In a way.
feel like me especially or in my situation, yeah, that's the word, sorry, my bad. In my situation, it's more like my VTuber is me, but more sociable. In real life, I'm not as bubbly, I'm not as talkative, I'm not as you know, outgoing as when I am as my VTuber. I find it a lot easier to talk to people, and I find it a lot easier to talk in general as when I'm like playing as my VTuber. But it's still me, if it makes any sense. Like I'm not putting on a certain type of act. It's just easier for me to actually talk, and looks wise, yeah, obviously I'm not a cat girl. I'm sorry guys.
And all the pictures you upload has cat ears, so we get the wrong idea.
Sorry, my bad. I'm a lie.
Not a cat girl.
I'm a lie. But yeah,
How could you lie to us like that?
my bad. My apologies.
At least you're saying the truth right now.
Exactly.
So here's a continuation question for that. If you could be Izu in your personal life, with all the social skills, the cat girl and stuff, would you do it?
I don't like people very much in my like actual life, so I'm good sticking to myself. I'm kind of alright.
So what makes you like people more as a VTuber?
I don't know, like no offense to British people, I guess, but a lot of them are kind of rude and very intimidating. So I'm okay, and most of my online friends and the viewers are quite nice, except for like the odd exceptions on Twitter that are a bit weird. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just people online seem to be a bit more friendly, I guess. Obviously, also because viewers like you because they like watching you, so they like you anyway. People in real life don't have that, like they're watching you and blah blah blah. They have like that first impression of you as like a quiet person or a really short person who they probably don't want to talk to or whatever. And I've been told that I look intimidating, which I don't think I do in real life. But yeah, apparently I look intimidating, so people don't really want to talk to me very much. So
I get that.
People say that you look intimidating.
I get that so much.
Even my best friend says to me, it took her like 3 months to be able to work up the courage to talk to me. She said it's because I look very different, because I used to have like really good weird colored hair. I had like blue hair at one point, and my hair was cut in like a really funky hairstyle. Now it's pretty mundane. Like I just have brown hair and it's cut into a bob style. But like
Oh, you're intimidating in real life.
yeah, in real life they say. And
Finally got the mustache, the weekly mustache with him.
Oh,
First
God.
victim is
my
Nyx.
God.
Me again.
Oh, thank God. I don't look good with a mustache. I don't even know how you're gonna put a mustache on that.
I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
I relate with that so much because I feel like I have so many people who IRL, they'd say that I'm intimidating to talk to. I've had so many people say that, like, oh, I've always been so scared to come up to talk to you. I'm like, you shouldn't be. Like, I'm open. Like, you shouldn't be. I'm very much open to talk if you want to. You just have to approach me first if you want to talk to me. And they're just like, but you're. They would like they couldn't, and they're just like, I was always trying to find ways to talk to you, but I couldn't. And it's so interesting. But then kind of like going back to like, is your VTuber a secret wishful way of acting? For me, I would say no, because, and I think I've mentioned this before, is I separate my personal life, my professional life, and my work life. All three of them are separate categories. And so who I am as a streamer is how I want to be outside of everything else professional. And so that's how my real personality is. I'm very bubbly, I'm very happy. But then like when I go into school, when I go into work, all of that is just kind of pushed behind professionalism. And so I can't be myself. I can't be who the person I want to be. And so streaming allows me to do that.
Pichan says, Wakaru can't be always bubbly in real life, gotta be firm and assertive sometimes.
Exactly.
So I continue this question. Oh, Izu, you're
There we go. I'm normal.
You're ahead now. I gotta change the sizes now. I gotta fix everything. So Nyx, I'm gonna continue the question. Ask, if you could, would you be Nyx in real life, or is it something that you need to take a break every once in a while?
If I really wanted to be Nyx in real life, I would not need to take a break because that's just who I am.
So why do we hide who we are?
I don't think it's more of hiding. I think it's just easier to actually be yourself when you're in the
costume,
during
basically?
streaming. Not in a costume. Like I guess it's a costume in a way, but I don't feel like it's really a costume. Like it's just me being me without the extra pressure. Because like obviously, as Nick said, that you have work and you have school, and when you have work and school, you have to act in a certain way for it to be appropriate. And when you don't have all that and you have like only your streaming to focus on, and you want to be entertaining, you want to be like, you know, bubbly and happy, and for most people, I guess, or I think, it's much easier to be that when you don't have all the other stuff to stress about, or you know, that's holding you back from being happy and bubbly and whatnot. And obviously you'll have those days when you don't feel like that, but you know, that's the best time to take a break. Like I'm taking a break today.
I could swear you sound more grown up and serious since you changed your reactive right now. I don't know why.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. A continued question. How much is your VTuber avatar affect how you act on stream? Imagine working at a funeral home, being happy and bubbly. Doesn't seem appropriate and professional. I guess
Yeah.
it really depends on where. But in your personal life, when you go out with friends and so on, I guess it would be easier if you could be that VTuber persona with all the VTuber persona powers. I talked yesterday on stream about how, as a VTuber, I sometimes feel like I'm in an anime convention in cosplay. And I feel like I can talk to anyone because I'm in this appropriate place where it's appropriate to wear cosplay and have fun and do whatever. It's like when I played MapleStory, or in general MMO games, online games, you feel like you can approach anyone and it's gonna be okay to speak with some people randomly on the street. But in real life, it might not be appropriate, it might be weird.
Yeah.
I also think. Oh wait, no, I lost my train of thought. Oh shit.
Choo.
I guess.
God damn it. The choo out.
I guess kind of leading off of that, yeah, like when you, Meg, I know we've talked about like how you've designed your model, but did you design your model to represent you, or did you make your model?
I guess, I designed my model to represent, you know, my ideal, how I'd want to be in an anime, I guess, and the hairstyle I did to match the hairstyle I had at the time. So the hairstyle is the hairstyle I had at the time, just a different color. The rest of it, it was supposed to be just a demon cat girl. I didn't give Miko a lot to work with when I got my model. because during the time I was going through this entire thing with this person with my original model, which turned out to be a scam, and I was just completely distraught and out of it. And Miko did the model for me, as I don't know, yeah, she helped me a lot. So the model itself is not, I guess, who I want to be in real life. I mean, it would be great to have some boobs, but but other than that, it's basically my ideal anime self in a way.
Now we have a question from chat. Izu, how old are you?
How old am I? Like my VTuber or me?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, my VTuber is like hundreds of years old. I don't know. She doesn't know how old she is either. She was kept in a facility most of her life. So she's not exactly sure how old she is. And me myself, I'm in my early 20s.
I at this point assume that every VTuber is between 20 to 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good estimate.
Yeah.
Also, it's something to ask, and I forgot.
It's
Oh
so
yeah,
easy to
going back
lose
to
your train of thought.
the design of VTuber model.
Mhm.
So, when I got my model, both my dice model and my human model later, I didn't really know who I am as a streamer. And now as a streamer, I kind of feel like I'm very whimsical, very tricksy, trolly. I like to troll people, surprise them. And this is how I do D&D in real life as well. So I feel like it matches very well. Then again, I'm asking myself if, let's say, Izu or Nyx would pick up my model and use it, would they use it the same? And that brings me back to April Fools, where Izu and I switched our Twitter
Oh
accounts.
my gosh.
That was so
Izu,
funny.
I can't
went
tell you
to
how
troll
close I
everyone.
was to messaging you, but then realizing it wasn't your account.
I DM'd Nyx immediately.
Oh god.
And I saw that both Izu and me cannot replicate each other properly. So I
No.
really tried. I went back to Izu's post and I did all the good morning and supportive posts that she does and head pats and stuff like that. But then when people started hitting on me
Oh.
on DMs and in replies, I couldn't control myself. I felt this power that I'm in this cosplay inside of a cosplay.
Oh,
I'm not
God.
only wearing my cosplay, I'm
Mm.
wearing Izu's cosplay on top of me. And I can be brutal. So I had this post of any girls who want to collab. And of course, only men react. And then this guy was like, want to play Smash Bros? And I immediately, instantly reacted, Smash Bros? More like Pass Bros.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
I
I
loved
didn't-
that. That post was like my entertainment for that entire day. I loved it so much.
And that's
Oh,
when
God.
that's when Tori figured out that it's not Izu. Because she said Izu will never do that.
No, I try to be nice, but there's those moments like I got a DM. So after doing my face reveal on Twitter the other day, I got someone who DM'd me. So they were like, "Oh, this is a reveal just for you, kitten," and I'm like,
Oh.
and they,
What?
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
it was
You sent a picture?
it was a picture. And I didn't see it until like 2 days later because it was in my requests. And afterwards, I just closed my request because I was like, you know what, no, I'm not doing this
Yeah.
anymore. And then they sent continuous messages for like 2 days. They were like, so we can wake up next to each other and I can give you like morning kisses and like good morning kitten, good night kitten, and I'm like, oh please stop. Oh my god, just reading through all those messages of the past 2 days, I think there were something like 20 messages. I was like,
Oh no.
Makes me wanna be Izu for a whole week just to see how deep this well goes.
it's horrible, it's terrible, and people just don't know their kind of like their border. No, what is it?
I
The
think
line.
it's
Mhm.
I think it's more of like people think that they can keep on doing this and then you're gonna eventually enjoy it.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
gonna
start
eventually
mess-
be like, oh my god, you're so
Mhm.
hot. Oh my god, like date me, marry me. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what's like going on in their head, is like they think they can keep on doing this, and then you're gonna get used to it, and then you're gonna start messaging them back.
Here's a theory I read in. I'm doing a term paper and a thesis about VTubers, and the term paper in feminism is really focused on normalization of sexual harassment. And this is
Yeah.
exactly the thing. This is why I'm so fascinated with Izu, by the way, because she's completely different than what she was when we were childhood friends. And there's this theory that some lewdtubers educate the VTuber viewers to be more approaching and daring, and get rewards for that. And the rewards is obviously, here's a knee, here's a boob, now sign up to my fansly page. And they do it. And the result of that is that you get viewers who believe they can do that approach to any female VTuber
Mm-hmm.
or any female streamer. So they go to people who are not lewdtubers, even on stream, and they ask all kind of weird things because they have been educated that this is normal.
Yeah.
But as a male VTuber, it's really unfamiliar territory to me. I cannot imagine myself getting this kind of message. It's unbelievable. You have to actually experience that.
It's definitely an experience in itself. I will say that much.
What happened? Is it
Huh? I don't know.
you
I
clicked
don't
on
know what
Shield's
happened.
mode.
I don't know.
What
What
happened?
happened? I'm sorry.
What happened?
I was like, what is the glowing red button? Because I wanted to see
Oh.
chat. And I was like, oh, what is the glowing red button?
Don't you know you
And
don't
then I
click
clicked
on
it.
red buttons?
I'm sorry.
I learned that the hard way.
This is why I'm bad. This is why I'm bad at Pico Point.
Glowing
Sure,
red button.
There's a lot of problems with this community, yes.
There, yeah.
And we must educate them back. Indeed, glowing red button. So this is shield mode, what you clicked. It's basically, if you get harassment on chat, you click that. It clears the chat, it makes it followers only, and slow
Oh,
mode.
okay. I see.
It's an immediate escape button, basically.
I see. Okay.
But I think I removed it.
Yeah, you did.
So
Oopsie.
I don't know.
this leads us to the next topic, which is, did you encounter bad attention? Which I think is
Yeah, I've
good example.
quite of a bit of bad attention, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few different types as well. There's people who are just plain rude and ayo.
yo.
Damn, that yes.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm sharing the screen so you can hear that.
Yeah.
Usually you can.
Wait, I lost my train of thought.
Bad attention. You said that there's
Right,
all
bad
kind of types.
attention. Right. So you have like certain types of bad attention. So when you've reached a certain amount of growth, I guess, there are a lot of people who basically just want to be friends because you've had that growth. I've had that a few times. Luckily, I don't have it a lot. And I don't really. I like making friends with everybody, and I feel like that's probably one of my flaws, or not my flaw. I don't know. I like making friends, but I lose friends just as quickly. It feels like, because a lot of those friends are guys. Because I have a problem with approaching people, and so people usually would approach me, and a lot of those people aren't girls, unfortunately. I've tried approaching girls like a few times, but it doesn't work out for me very often. Like Yona and Chad is probably one of my only girlfriends I have. But yeah, so a lot of them are guys, and a lot of the time I would end up being like, oh my god, we're friends, right? And then 2 weeks later they'd be like, oh, I need to talk to you. And I'd be like, cool. what do you want to talk about? And then it'd be like, I have feelings for you. So do you want to date? And I'd be like, I'm sorry, I don't really want to date anybody. Or something, you know, I'd be like, oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend, or sorry, whatever, you know.
I'm married and I have 6 children.
Yeah, I'm married. I have 7 children, and I'm like 50 years old. I'm sorry. But,
7? Yeah, that's one cut birth cycle is 7 kids. What do you think?
And then they'd be like, oh, that's okay. We can still be friends. And I'd be like, yeah, that's great. We can still be friends. And then they end up never talking to me again.
I feel like that happens a lot more often than it should.
Yeah. It happens too often, and I think that a lot of people see VTubing as this kind of, I don't know, dating website, an anime dating website, and it really irks me because it's not. It's really just not. And you can't go like, oh my god, but like I really like this person, and sometimes the person wouldn't even be who they are as a VTuber in real life, and some people can't like separate these two worlds.
Chunk, welcome.
But yeah, some people can't separate these two, and they think that this one life is their one life. Like I had one person who was obsessed with his VTuber persona that he's like in like normal off-stream conversations, he's like role playing his character still, and I don't know, but to me, that's a little bit weird. You know, I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, we can like watch a movie or something, or like, oh my god, I'm gonna punch you, because like, you know, you'd be funny and be like, oh my god, someone said something, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna punch you, you know, as a joke. You're like, oh, you can't punch me, I'm made of metal, or something like that. Or I'm indestructible, or something of the sort.
I know that. I know that type.
I'm like, look, you're not actually indestructible. You're not actually a 7-foot. Wait, no, hold on, that's too small. A 10-foot tall freaking Godzilla cat boy who rules galactic space. Okay, that's not who you actually are.
Catzilla.
Catzilla. Yeah. So I think sometimes people have a problem kind of separating their personalities, or separating this fantasy world which they live in. Which it's fine playing your character when it's like for content and on stream or just as a joke. But when you take it so seriously that you keep playing this character even in like non hangout times, in non-stream places, it's just it gets a bit much.
Yeah.
You know? And then they're like, oh my god, we suit each other so well, like you're a cat girl and I'm like a whatever they are. And I'm like, you know, I'm not actually a cat girl, right? Like I don't actually have ears and a tail, and my eyes aren't actually red, and like what do you want from me? I am actually just a normal person.
There's something really unique in VTubing. We're talking about parasocial relationships a lot. And parasocial relationship, when you fall in love with a celebrity or a streamer, it's one thing. But when you fall in love with a VTuber, it's even more disturbing, because you fall in love with a virtual character, and you actually start to believe that Nyx looks like this chibi elf with pointy ears, and Izu is purple hair with sakura in her cat ears, and and you don't know anything about the real person. You don't know how they look, how they move, how they speak in their personal surrounding, how they argue about things. You only see this perfect image of a virtual person, and you get this virtual image in your head, and you fall in love with the voice in a virtual image, and that's so crazy and so dangerous at the same time.
It really is.
It's
like, I get liking that person and having a crush on that VTuber, or having like that is what it is. It is a kind of like it's a fan crush, and when it goes past that stage, that's when you really need to reevaluate yourself. Unless you are actually like friends with that person and you've actually grown to actually like them for being them, you know? That is a different thing. That is falling in love or liking that person for who they are, and that is okay.
Do you recognize red flags at this point? Because when I was you for one day, I could pinpoint immediately, I could sniff the the dicks waving out of the pants. I could sniff it. I could sniff the people going to my DMs or going to the Twitter comments like, "Hey, I'm not like the others." I didn't care. I didn't ask to collab with you. I specifically said any girls want to collab, and guys, but it's
Guys just swarm in, be like,
Yeah.
I'm different than other guys, so I can comment on this post, right?
It's really unbelievable, and you can immediately see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
can you recognize these red flags, and how come you still get into that situation? Because I think it happens to you more than 20 times. This confession and then blocking.
For me, so the red flag doesn't come until after. So usually I'm really good at spotting red flags, and some people are so obvious with their like red flagginess that I just don't talk to them at all. I don't interact with them. I ignore their message. I just continue on. But some people are genuinely friendly and genuinely nice at the start, and I think it's because they genuinely don't want or something, I don't know. They don't start out wanting wanting a relationship, and when they get to the point where they do want the relationship and they don't get it, they're like, oh, but you know, what was the point? What's the point then? Or they think it's too awkward, or I don't know. That's, I think, a lot of the time the problem. And then you get sometimes the problem where they've been trying to get you to like them the entire time, but you've just, you know.
Captain Junk says, nice guy energy turns into fuck you energy real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it does. It really does.
It's really, really sad.
Because like it also.
Nyx, do you have these experiences as well?
I do. I have. Well, I feel like not as bad as Izu, because I still think that my IRL personality still comes out a little bit in terms of streaming, because people don't come to me for collabs. I go to people for collabs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people still are scared of coming to me for collabs, and so I haven't had those red flags of hey, do you want to collab? Do you want to do this? But I'm thinking back to a specific time a few months ago where I had someone who started off being really friendly, talking, and I was like, okay, this is a normal conversation. It's not going anywhere. As soon as I said that.
Clown demon is.
Oh, for God's sake.
Clown
I
nose.
keep going next.
As soon as I thought, like, okay, like this is a normal conversation. It's not gonna go anywhere. Did I
Oh, God.
learn literally the worst way possible? So this was the first person I've ever blocked. They were essentially trying to groom me, and I was
my God.
not for it.
Oh my God.
And it
It's
was
just a nerve of some people. Just like sometimes I'm just like, well, who do you
Yeah.
think you are actually? Like, who do you think you are trying to talk to? Me or anybody like this? And I feel like it's very horrible because a lot of people don't see that. You know, they'll just go along with it and then learn before, like, not learn until it's too late. And I'm like, it's just, I just hate those. I hate those kind of people so much. I can't. I
because I'm like, they think that they can keep on pushing it onto you until you're gonna accept, and it's just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Until you
accept.
just
Like,
think, oh shit, okay, I'm just gonna give up now. That's whatever. They think that's
What's
gonna
that?
work, and with most people, it won't. It won't work. Like, people have common sense, but it's for those people who are too nice and too too accepting and too trusting of other people that it is gonna get, and that is what makes me really, really angry. Oh my God, that's a huge nose. But yeah.
I also wonder if it has to do with like, it's just kind of like the percentages is like in 1 in 10 people that you do this to, you'll at least get one, or like 1 in 50.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if they just keep on doing this until they get someone who is compliant, who is in terms looking for like a sugar daddy essentially. And then
Yeah.
they find someone who is a perfect match for them. and then they go from there. But who knows how that turns out in the long run?
What's the point where you know it's grooming or they have bad intentions? What's the sentence that triggers it, that you know this is going bad?
Please.
Yeah.
Let's literally
It's
get
always
please.
So the word please when someone starts to beg, basically?
As essentially just
When
begging.
someone continuously, for me as well, it's when someone is continuously tagging you in your own DMs. In your own DMs, like I get the notification, I get it already, but it's when they tag you in your own DMs on top of that. I'm like, why? What is the point? What are you doing? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you tagging me in my own DM? It's a DM. I'm gonna get the notification.
Didn't even know it's possible.
Yeah,
It is.
I didn't either. I find it so bizarre. I don't
It is.
understand the point. Like, why are you tagging me in my own DM? Why? What is the point? And then they continuously tag you, and it's it's like 7 messages in one talking about like I don't know, like date me, please, thank you, please, like I love you, like you're amazing, and you're the only person for me. And then they also sometimes get really manipulative, like I don't think I can do it without you, like I don't know what without you and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you're gonna live, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna continue on being the person that you are being right now, and you're gonna not manipulate me. That's what you're gonna do.
Like they make it seem like as soon as we start talking to them, that we can't live without them, and so they make it seem like they're a necessity, and that they're like the center of our world. But that's pretty much the complete opposite. Is like we're trying to get you out because we don't want to talk to you anymore.
Exactly.
You might be the center of their world, which is an unfortunate result of being idle.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate result, but that is not our fault, you know? It's not our responsibility. We're not responsible for their feelings.
Yes.
And their feelings are theirs to deal with.
So I'm gonna bring this back to you, Izu. You said that you're over nice and answering everyone. Why do you not block these people faster?
Sometimes I feel like I'm being too hasty or too judgmental. Because I notice it immediately, and then I'm like, but wait, what if they're just being like genuinely nice? So sometimes I get sketchy at people when they're too nice and too forward, but then I'm like, but what if that's just their personality? What if it's this? And I feel like that I'm trying to compensate for them, which is it's a problem I have. And also, these people were my friends. A lot of the time, these people who confess or like start getting weird were my friends. And I have a really big problem with letting go of friends that I really cared about. So it's really devastating to me when I've built a friendship and I've built a connection with someone, and then they just completely break through that kind of border and completely overstep. I like giving the benefit of the doubt. But I only do it once or twice. I only give 1 or 2 chances before I just completely lose it. Like recently, I gave a friend so many chances because he was that important to me. He was that important to me because we'd been friends since the start, and we genuinely, they were one of my most important people. And recently, probably only like 2 weeks ago, they kept trying to gaslight me. They kept trying to manipulate me into being like, why are you streaming with other VTubers? Why didn't you invite me to this? Why didn't you do that? Why aren't you streaming with me? Why aren't you doing this? And I just said to them, like, I'm not doing it anymore. To stop it. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's I have problems. Like, I'm not the most stable person. I'm sorry. Whatever. And I'm like, and this is the thing. Like, I feel genuinely bad doing this when they blame their either their mental illness or some past trauma, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. Like, then I feel like I'm the one being really bad. Like, I'm sorry that I've like made you upset, or I've made you like this. So that happened for like months. It happened for months, and I was like, okay, I don't really know what to do anymore. But then I talked to a lot of my other friends, and they were like, this is not okay behavior. Like, this is not blaming things on on like other things, or blaming your actions that are wrong on other things that have nothing to do with the situation is not right. You know, I mean, there will be exceptions. Like sometimes you would have a reason why you're like this or like something, but that doesn't excuse the behavior. You know.
Don't be a shitty person, basically.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole. You know.
But then that comes into like the
person
play.
who's taking advantage of Izu's good, forgiving side.
Mm-hmm.
It's really unbelievable to hear those stories as a man from the side, because I experienced nothing of that sort. Nothing. Not even. I can't even imagine something similar. Oh wait, I'll be more accurate. I did encounter a few heavily manipulative people that I very quickly managed to disengage from. But nothing reached the point of what you're telling me, and you're not the only two. I've been talking to so many VTubers, even lewdtubers, who experience even worse things than that. And it's unbelievable sometimes how many problematic people this community attracts.
I think,
yeah,
and the community itself, I think, already brings in people who are like that, because going back to earlier, it's like we create some, like most people, not all, we create our models to represent ourselves in some way. And so I think being like having a face there that is likable to pretty much almost everyone at that point, because it's animated, it's cute, it's pretty, it's sexy, whatever it might be, is you're already bringing in people who are interested in that area, and then you put a voice, you put a personality to it, and they feel as if it's more lifelike, that they can have a closer connection, and so they keep on pushing that, and then that pushing becomes manipulation, and then they think that they can start to control you, they have a better connection with you, they have more ground around you, but then they don't realize like all of that in itself is what's really like pushing you away from them, and that you don't want to be like connected to them in any way, whether it just be through chat, through DMs, through even like maybe even Twitter posts. Like I know I've definitely blocked some people through Twitter as well, because it was just kind of like that manipulation of like, hey, can you do this for me? Hey, I messaged you the other day, can you do this for me? Or like, hey, can I do this and you do this? And I was like, no, because first of all, we haven't even set like any friendship boundaries, and yet you're trying to use me. And it's just, there's just so many things, and everyone brings something different to the table, which it's bad. And for Mimic, there's no experience is the same as the next. They'll always be different. Like you could have like very similar experiences with like one person, and then have another person come with like they do the same thing, but it could be 10 times creepier because of how they present themselves.
Yeah.
It's also the way, like sometimes it's like Nick said, like every situation is different, which makes it really hard to kind of determine when it is getting like really bad.
Going on, yeah.
And also there's like in the VTubing community, there's like a lot of acceptable things, so things you kind of just accept as it is, which also makes it hard to determine when someone's being really creepy. So playful
things, I guess
playful flirting, flirting, being affectionate, like that kind of thing is like and commenting on people's posts, like on my friends' posts, like when they post a really nice picture, I go woof woof, because like damn, it's a really good picture. And sometimes some of my friends would come into my DMs, and these are friends that I know are friends, and they'd be like, oh my god, so hot, like oh my god, I love you, oh my god. And sometimes it would be like if a stranger had sent me these things, I would immediately get like, ew, why are you sending me this? Why, like, go away, leave me alone. But if it's from friends, then it's like it's fine. So it's really hard sometimes to determine when someone's being really weird, or whether they're just trying to be funny or trying to interact. Like, I know a lot of VTubers who are quite famous, not quite famous, but quite big, and they're like, the way they act to their friends is like, it's like a mockery of kind of being like a simp. It's mocking being a simp, and I find that hilarious. Like, I look at this guy's DMs, and I think it's just really fucking funny. And some of his comments on posts, and it's just really, really funny. Like, one friend and I, Tora, we spam like each other's tweets. So he'd go and like 200 of my tweets, and I go and see if I can do even more than that. That is basically what our friendship is, and it's amusing to me, and it's really funny. And I know he doesn't mean any like weird bad things, but that's because I know that he doesn't. But if a stranger would do that, I don't know. It just some things are like seen as acceptable, and some things are like and you just don't know. You know, you just don't know if it's meant in a creepy way, or if they're just trying to like be nice.
Well, I guess that pulls up another question that I have. Like, it's like, when does someone in your chat go from a stranger to someone you're comfortable flirting with? Because I've definitely had some people come in like right away. They've only chatted once or twice, and they're just like, oh, your voice is so cute, your model's so pretty, I love the outfit, glad I could stop by, and then they leave and never come back. So at what point do you, Izu, go from like, oh, that person is a stranger, to that person is someone who I would be okay with them flirting in chat for the branding?
I don't know. For content reasons, I'm pretty okay with flirting with chat. Like, if it's playful flirting, like, obviously there's always this kind of line that I don't cross. But when it comes to like, I don't know, I find it also easier to flirt. Oh my god.
We got a full clown set today with the redeems.
Oh my gosh.
I find it also more comfortable for me to flirt with, to playfully flirt with female VTubers than, because I don't know, I feel like we kind of, we get each other, and we know when it's playful, you know? We know that it's playful. But with male VTubers, and this is not really a stigma, I guess, but it's just they have a bad rep, in a way. Yeah. But it's just, I feel more comfortable doing it with female VTubers, and with chat I do the playful flirting thing. But that is they know it's a joke. Like, they know it's a joke. Like, I'm not being serious. I'm not actually flirting with them. It is purely just me being, you know.
Here's a serious question.
Funny.
Do they know it's a joke? Because I feel like some people in my chat not always get the joke.
Yeah. Okay, there'll always be those people who don't get the joke. So they don't know that you're not actually flirting with me. But that is not a problem with the VTuber themselves. That is a problem with the viewer. I feel like if they don't get it and they kind of cross a boundary, then you can always explain it to them. You can always be like, listen, this is just it's a running joke between me and viewers. Please just stay in your lane, you know.
Some people don't
If
understand
it
platonically
gets too much. Yeah.
So we got a question for you from Black Flora.
Yes.
Did you get a girl to flirt with you? Seriously, I'd say, like the males do.
I don't think so. No, I've not had that situation ever.
I have.
I've not, which is quite sad. But
Any girls out there want to flirt with Izu? Her DMs are open.
yeah. Wink, guys.
Girls.
Or girls. No, I use guys as a what do you call it?
General.
A general term.
Yeah.
Like, I'd go bro or dude. Like, yeah, sorry, I use those as general terms. My bad.
Let's move on to the next topic, which is kind of a segue from this one. Do you approach or get approached for collabs, for all kind of cooperations? once again, I feel like it's almost our responsibility to re-educate the viewers what's accepted and what's not. Yes, but unfortunately we're very small, and if you look at the big VTubers from the big corpos, if it's Vishojo, Hololive, Niji, Sanji, those are the ones who are doing the education, and they are influenced by Japanese culture, which, with all of my love to Japanese culture, it's very sexual and very sexualized and very sexualizing. There's a lot of normalization of sexual harassment that's coming from anime and Japanese video games. It's normal in a way, and when VTubers adopt that, it becomes a part of that as well. For example, Izu here with giant booba. Why? Just because this is how it is. Just because this is how it is. Or Nyx, look at her with giant feet. Why does Nyx have giant feet?
Exactly. Why?
This is the trend.
Oh god. But that's the thing, like, we try to make our VTubers attractive or appealing to the eye, so that it would get some kind of traction. Like, I'm sorry, but if your VTuber is really, really attractive and is really pretty and is really good and the rig is amazing and everything, you are more likely to get traction than, let's say, someone with a PNG. That is the unfortunate truth. You're more likely, but that doesn't mean you're going to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean you're going to, but you get kind of more of that advantage, in a way.
You get away with not being flirty. If I know a fruit bat would rain down hellfire upon me. Yeah, I guess he's talking about Miko.
Yeah. So that's another thing. Like, couples in the VTubing community.
Yes.
I feel like.
Just wait to explain to everyone. Miko, Amai Miko, who's the second person ever I collab with, she has a boyfriend, and she says that her boyfriend appears in her streams. She chats with him. They can listen to his voice. Everybody knows she's dating. This also reminds me of you keep going, and I'll remember what I want to say. Ella, who was our first guest, Ella is a mother. She has 2 children. So we asked Ella if she gets those kind of harassment that you get, and I believe she gets less of them, and I would also guess, just a guess, that Miko gets less of them, because once there's it's known that you are taken, then maybe it filters some of the creeps.
Yeah, but there's also, like, some people just aren't comfortable sharing that information. Some VTubers are dating, and they're just not comfortable with saying that they are dating, and I feel like that's okay. Like, that is your choice. And if one of the people in the relationship isn't comfortable and one of them is comfortable, I think it's just better to keep it, like, until both of them are ready. It's better to just not share that kind of information. But that is completely up to the people themselves. Like, some people are okay being completely public about their relationship, and I find that very admirable, to be honest. I know that I think Rin and Melily are two of my close friends that are completely public with their relationship, and I find them just adorable, and it's just, their relationship is just so cute to me, and I really think that that's a standard of kind of being public with a relationship that I think is a healthy kind of thing, you know. I feel like that's really, really, really cute. But it's completely up to the people if they want to be public with a relationship or not. And I do think that it does kind of have a shield to the creepy kind of people. So, like, people who are in a relationship obviously won't get as many of those people if those people know that they're in a relationship already. But some people would even go past that boundary and be like, yeah, well, I'm better for you. I'm better than him.
Or, like, they go like, they don't need to know. It can just be between us.
Yeah, it can just be between us, like, for real.
If it does filter a few creeps, why not publicly put in your bio taken, whether you're taken or not?
I think for some people it really has to do with, like, their level of comfort and sharing about their personal life. And it's just like they don't. Oh my gosh.
It's just they don't feel comfortable sharing that much of their personal life with the with the public, and that is completely fair, you know.
It is very valid. Because we already.
I wouldn't be comfortable with sharing that, at least not at the start.
Like, it really just depends on, like, your level of comfort with everyone. But, like, just kind of thinking, like, if you are going off from the start of, like, and that's, like, the first thing that you tell people, it's just kind of, you don't feel comfortable, you feel more vulnerable, literally just telling everyone all about you. And so you still want to keep that go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go.
You still keep, like, that sense of privacy when you don't talk about your whole entire life to the public, and so being able to keep parts of it, like, a secret is what really is important. And that also goes into your comfort levels too.
But it's also the fact that, like, there's a lot of drama that comes with going public with a relationship. Like, I know that Mel and Rin get a lot of hate for being in a relationship, especially because Mel is a lewd tuber, I'm pretty sure. So a lot of her fans and viewers were not happy with the relationship, and they send a lot of hate. So a lot of VTubers who are in a relationship with another VTuber are really scared of that kind of backlash, because some people can handle it and some people can't. You know.
Like, how can you flirt with people when you're in a relationship? This is wrong. This is cheating.
Yeah. So this is basically what they're saying, but this is the thing, that the relationship is a private thing. It's part of their private life. You as a VTuber, the playful flirting with viewers and kind of like friends, that is not part of your relationship with someone. It's basically like, I wouldn't call it a job. Or is it a job? I don't know. I don't know how to refer to it. But it's detached. It's detached. It's not part of that kind of thing. But people who are public with their relationships and do like the funny flirting, I don't know. I think that's pretty. Like, I think that's okay. Like, I flirted a lot with my girlfriends. So I have three friends who are girls. And we like do the platonic flirting thing quite a lot. So even like, you know, I wouldn't stop that just if I went public with my relationship, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I didn't explain that very well.
No, I
really
understood
like
it.
If both VTubers see VTubing as an acting, it's totally okay. The problem is the viewers who cannot differentiate between the acting and the real thing.
Yeah, but that again is a problem with the viewer. That is when it becomes a parasocial relationship. And even when we do kind of like, I've tweeted a few times about this, about people having to know their boundaries and know to not cross the line. I've tweeted about it a few times. I've mentioned it on streams a few times. When someone gets a bit too creepy, I'm like, please just know your place, know where you stand. Like, a lot of the time, they're not my friend. You're not my friend. You're not my significant other. You're not this. Please just, you know, stay in your bubble. And let me stay in my bubble.
I feel like a lot of these issues don't get solved until you go to social media, and I think that's so bad.
Yeah.
Because once this goes into call out drama, once you call them out on it, then do they realize, or do they say like, oh, it was all a misunderstanding, or I didn't mean it that way, you're twisting my words, and that goes back into manipulation again.
Peony says something really interesting in chat. You don't get mad and call it cheating when married actors kiss another actor in a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is their job. It's part of their content. So you don't get mad at it. And I'm sure the wife.
I'm sure that there are people, viewers who watch the movie, who do get mad. Maybe their voices are louder in VTubing, because VTubing is basically a community of people that are, I'd say, less healthy than people who watch movies. Listen, I'm gonna say it straight. From reading about VTubers, from writing a thesis about VTubers, from being a VTuber, for working with a lot of VTubers, the VTubing community, viewers and VTubers, suffer in general from more mental health issues than other communities. It's a community that drags. We attract mental issues. We have mental issues, all of us. There's a reason why the majority of there's a reason why VTubers hide behind these cartoon characters. We deal with stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, it's not everyone, but the most people that I've collabed with, and many viewers and so on. And maybe that's why it's so common to see creeps in that community.
Yeah. I mean, the community itself does attract a lot of bad people.
It does.
Like,
And
I feel like a lot of people can just come into the community, be like, with bad intentions. They come into the community with bad intentions, be like, oh, I'm a VTuber now. I want to be a VTuber. And then they actually don't have any plans of being a VTuber. They just want to communicate with the people who are also a VTuber, who they've maybe been watching, or they really like this person, and so they create like a persona. I had this happen to me. So this person was one of my viewers for a while, and after a while they said, oh, they want to become a VTuber, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. So in my Discord server we have like a VTuber channel, and it's where basically if you need any advice, or if you want to plan a collab, or if you want to do whatever, then you can just ask in there, and you can just chill, and people will help. And I was like, oh, if you have any questions, like just ask in the VTuber channel or whatever. And this person had actually become really, oh my god, really, 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 really creepy. Because they started thinking that they can just message whoever they want in the server, because they are now basically a VTuber, right? So they can talk to whoever they want, however they want, and that is not a problem. So they started like flirting with a lot of my friends in DMs, and not like, without asking if they could DM them in the first place, which is the first problem. Like, you can't just DM someone on Discord. It's weird. It's weird. And if they accept that friend request, then that's fine. You also have message requests, which I actually only realized a few weeks ago, that you actually do have message requests, and I didn't know that was a thing. Because I never received one myself. Usually the game just comes through. So I don't know what I changed in my settings to have now a message request. Usually the DMs just come through, because I don't know how to turn that off, because I'm not mentally, technologically challenged. I have no idea how to fix that. But yeah, so they started DMing like a bunch of my friends, me included, with like, not even questions about VTubing, but questions about like their personal life, and like just like trying to like kind of weasel their way into their life. And I'm like, just don't do that. Don't do that. And he started actually sending pictures of like of real places I guess he's been or he's going, and be like, oh, this is where we can have lunch, and this is where we can do this, and this is where we can do that. And I'm like, no, no, it's not okay. I'm okay with helping people with advice for VTubing, but just I don't know.
It's interesting when people start putting their lives, their experiences onto you, and expect you to do the same. So kind of like an eye for an eye. Like, I'm gonna send you a picture of my town, send me a picture of your town, or something like that. And it's just kind of like they try to get to be closer with you by sending more and more photos, making it seem like you're comfortable with them and vice versa. But in actuality, it's that itself which is what's scaring people away.
Yeah.
Is it something that happens because of that, or is it something that, they say that in like less than a second you can decide if it's a person you're interested in or not, in many times. So I'm trying to ask if those situations that you described, maybe it's people that you already decided that you're not interested in interacting with, and this is just more nails on the coffin?
I don't know. I try to give everyone kind of like the benefit of the doubt. So I want to make friends, but obviously I can't make friends with the entire community.
Mhm.
I just don't have. Firstly, I don't have the time. I have a full-time job and I'm going to university. I don't have the time to have like 200, 300, 400 friends that I talk to on a general basis. So I try like I try to make friends. I try to make friends. And I try to like talk to everyone at least like once, and then try to determine if there's someone I would like to be friends with, or if there's someone I don't want to be friends with. But luckily, you can a lot of the time you can see from the start if this person is actually genuinely wanting to interact with you because they want to be friends, or because they want to collab or whatever. And I don't mind that. I don't mind. And sometimes you collab with someone, and then after that you don't really interact again. But you're still like, you're still kind of, I wouldn't call it friends, but I guess we would call it acquaintances. Like I have a lot of acquaintances in the VTubing community, like people I wouldn't mind streaming with, but not people who I consider a close friend.
Yeah.
So this all comes down to the big question: do you approach or get approached? And I think Nyx, you approach more, and Izu, you get approached more.
Yeah.
So Izu, why not start approaching?
I do try. Like I do try to approach people, but I don't know. I have very bad social anxiety. So when it comes to asking someone for a collab, because I think I reached out to a few VTubers the other day about a collab, and a lot of the time it's finding a time to collab, and then it just kind of fades out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get that.
The conversation just kind of fades out. So when that happens, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do now.
And it's funny story
it's
with Arrow.
discouraging. It's quite discouraging.
This funny story with Arrow. We talked about this in our collab this week. That we both assumed that I didn't want to collab with him, and it's been like this stated for a few months now that I brushed him off in our first collab. And last week I was like, you know what? Let's go back in our Discord history and see what happens. I go back in our Discord history to the first time, and he asked me for a collab, and I say, okay, when? And he doesn't answer. And then a week later, I'm asking, hey, what with the collab? And he doesn't answer. So
Oh my god.
You guys just kept on brushing each other off.
I got
It's
the
the thing
proof.
but that happens though. Like sometimes you'd DM someone or they DM you and you open it and then something happens and you forget about it.
Yes. Or you really want something. Like let's say you want to eat a lot. You want to eat an elephant, right? And then you go to the elephant like, okay, how do I eat that? I didn't think of that. You want something, but you don't know how to do it. So many times especially when you start, you want to collab with someone. But then you actually have to do technical stuff like scheduling a time and a date and choosing an activity. And sometimes it's much easier. Nyx and I joke about this all the time to just say, hey, let's collab right now. And just jump in a collab. Yesterday night we did the first session, the session 0 of the D&D with we have Tori, Solibani, Izu is there, Valdis, Diana, and Misana, and that's 6 people. All of them have full-time jobs, all of them very busy, all of them I believe in university or studying something, and different time zones as well. We have 2 Americans, we have 4 Europeans, so that's 7 people that need to schedule together. And it's a miracle that it happened. It's really a miracle. And it only happened because I'm very experienced right now with finding the good time for everyone. And I'm very experienced with those specific people. These 6 girls, I have collabed with them multiple times. I know their daily schedule. I know Izu, for example, I know when she's usually available. And Valis, I know when she's available. And Diana roughly know what her times when she's available. So that was something that I was able to do when I approached them. But when I started being a VTuber, there was no possible way to do that kind of big collab.
Yeah. Like collabs like those are hard. Like even just trying to schedule something with someone in the same time zone too, because everyone
It
just
is
has.
so hard because everyone has different lives.
Yeah.
Some people stream at night, some people stream during the day.
Mm-hmm. Cause like with you, like I'm a full-time student and I work, and currently on hiatus, but I do stream, so it's a lot, and it's just kind of like you have to consider like your own time in addition to like other people's.
Exactly. Unlike some people, like you might be working some days and the other person might be working different days than that, and then you have university on some days and that person has university on different days. You know, so it's very, very hard to even without the time zone thing, it's already hard to get a day. And then that person also has collabs that they've arranged with other people. So there's, you know, you have to kind of make time. And there was a time when I was getting asked for a lot of collabs, and I have a problem with saying no, I can't, sorry, I can't, I really just can't. So I ended up doing like 5 collabs a week and no solo streams, and I did that for like 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so bad. I was so bad at saying no to those people that I just was like, okay. And sometimes those collabs would be at 3 in the morning, and I'd have a 9 a.m. for the next day, and yeah. But I've gotten a lot better. I've gotten a lot better at saying no, basically.
I know that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I even might blame myself in a bit, because when Izu did that, I was doing like 15 collabs a week, and like Izu, it was 4 a.m., 5 a.m. whenever I can. When I did the first D&D campaign, I did American groups, so 4 a.m., 5 a.m. When I did the second campaign, I told all the Americans, listen, you wanna play with me? You're gonna have to find a time that is either morning or noon for you. And we played on Saturday and Sunday, where they had free noon, and they had to wake up early, and some of them forgot to wake up, and we played without them. So at one point I just put myself ahead and said, okay, this is my sleeping schedule. I can't collab with too many people. I know some people who limit themselves to 3 collabs a week.
That's me.
Was that you?
That's me.
Some people limit the times of the amounts of collab they do, and I also find it really, really hard to say no to people. I get a lot of collab requests, and at this point, you know what, in general, I don't like to get approached by people that I'm gonna be very, very, very brutal right now, okay? I'm gonna be very honest and very brutal. When I collab with someone, I want 2 things. 1, I want a good vibe. I want someone that I will have fun with, not someone that will make me feel uncomfortable. And everyone has their own things that make them feel uncomfortable. What makes me feel uncomfortable is when I feel like I need to do everything, but the other person doesn't do anything, and they don't even speak, and it's kind of like going out with someone. And I don't know how many people have experience in a sexual relationship, but when you are in bed with someone, there's a situation where the other person doesn't do anything. They just lie there like a dead corpse, and you need to do everything, and it doesn't feel good. It feels horrible. It feels like, well, I'm here alone. Well, what's with the other side? Like, if Izu and Nyx wouldn't speak in this podcast, I would need to speak alone. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there needs to be like active, like
Yes.
not like a participation, or active participation by all parties. It's not fair to the other person when you're doing a collab and they're not talking, they're not saying anything. They're just there. They're just playing. If for example it was a game.
Pillow Princess. Yeah, I didn't know it was a name. Yeah, let's go with that.
The Pillow Princess of VTuber.
Yes.
So it's when you're playing the game, you're trying to like make jokes, and you're trying to be funny, and you're trying to be active, and you're trying to like make jokes with them, and they just completely just blanket. They ignore it. It's just completely, it goes right over their head. That's when it gets uncomfortable.
And
Luckily, I haven't had many of those. I haven't had
because you collab with people who approach you, and people who approach you are no, you know what? No, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why you have less experience with that than maybe. Oh, stretch and posture, everyone. Make a good stretch.
Oh, I haven't stretched.
I feel like many people that approached me, when I approach someone, I do background research. I go to the Twitch, I see when they streamed, I listen to the stream, and many times, not always, I do mistakes, but many times, the people that I approach are people that I feel that they're comfortable. I watch them collab with someone, and I see how they act in a collab. Lately I had this image when I'm in a collab with someone who doesn't do anything. It feels like they're a baby and I need to change their diaper.
Yeah.
And that's horrible. It's not fun. It's not just not doesn't that's not. It's just horrible. Okay, it just feels bad.
There's also like the opposite of that problem where they speak a lot and they speak over you. So
They control.
yes, they completely take control of the entire stream and they talk over you. When you try to say something, it just completely like they just bulldoze right over it with their own thing. And a lot of there was this one person, so I think they were at first one of my closest friends, and I never really saw the problem with what they were doing because they were one of my closest friends. But they used to just talk over everybody else. They talked over everybody else, me included. So in our like collabs alone, they would just bulldoze over anything I said. And when I tried to start a different kind of conversation, when I wouldn't like the conversation, and a lot of the time as well, they would if you'd make a mistake in a game, they'd be like, "Oh my god, dipshit," and it would be like to them it's a joke. To them it's a joke, and it is kind of like sometimes it's funny, like playful bullying, I guess. I don't know, but sometimes it just reaches that point where it's just really horrible. It's horrible, and it's like I'm not really good at a lot of video games, especially FPS games. So especially FPS games and puzzle games, I'm really, really, really bad at. So this person, I would say that I don't want to play FPS games or puzzle games, and they'd be like, yeah, this game is like not, it's chill, it's like a chill game, and it would end up being a really complicated puzzle game. And I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do well at this, but I can try. I'll try. And I'd be like, okay, fine, it's fine, I can try. It's okay. And then when I do something not right, or I ask a question that seems obvious to them, then they would immediately kind of like badger in on that thing, They would completely jump on that. Oh,
Popco, welcome.
Welcome.
But yeah, they would badger in on that certain thing I did and be like, oh my god, how can you not do that? It's so stupid, it's so easy, what are you, like brain dead? And they'd be like, as a joke, it's a joke to them. But to me, it feels horrible.
At one point, it's like distasteful, basically.
This isn't, it's distasteful bullying, and I don't appreciate it. Because they'd call me names a lot of the time, like dipshit being like one of the most prevalent, I guess. And then like stupid and like, oh my god, how can you not do this? Like, how can you not
In general, to everyone, by the way, one of my big red flags is when someone swears or call you names. I've been bullied in school and I've been called many names. I do not tolerate that. I had once open voice chat once, and someone joined the open voice chat, and he started swearing and shutting other people up and going like, I'm speaking right now, you dipshit, and stuff like that. And I just muted his Discord, so nobody on stream, in the recording at least, you can hear him. But later I was thinking, why didn't I just kick him from the voice chat?
Yeah, so I did a similar thing where I muted that person on, well, this is the same person. I muted them on stream so the viewers wouldn't hear it, because the viewers were getting mad as well. Because they were like, why is he talking like that? That is so rude. And I'm like, no, it's just a joke. It's okay. It's fine. And I guess I'm too, I don't know, tolerant of that kind of. I was too tolerant of that kind of behavior. Right now, if someone would talk to me like that, whether it be a friend or someone I'm collabing with for the first time, I would just leave the call. I would leave the call. I just don't tolerate it anymore. I don't have the energy for it, and I don't have the tolerance for it anymore. I can't. I'm not handling it. I'm not dealing with it. So when it gets too much, after it's that when you've like told them, because this person I told before that I don't appreciate it and I don't like it and they need to stop. but then the next collab they would do the same thing. So I muted them on my stream, but didn't like mute them on my Discord. So at least the viewers would be saved from it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I
That's
wouldn't have to cancel
Peony-
the stream completely.
Penny also says, I leave people's stream when I see them cussing during stream. So I always think of the viewers, what kind of streaming experience I present. If someone is cursing or swearing or shutting people up or being toxic on stream, forget me. The viewers will leave me. It
Yeah.
needs to be professional.
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting because so some of my IRL friends know that I stream, and I told them that because like I swear occasionally, like IRL, but not often. It's normally when I'm very expressive. Does it come out like naturally? But like I told them, like, yeah, like I don't swear on stream, and like people try to make me swear, and they're just like, why is that the US thing possible? Like, why is that something that you would absolutely do? It's like, because it is. And I think for a lot of people is, I wonder if they curse on stream, they swear on stream because they don't know how to express themselves any other way.
Maybe it's the surrounding they grew up in. This is just how they've been brought up. This is how they
I mean,
speak.
I don't really mind like cursing. Like cursing is fine. It's when it gets like to the
Personal.
point where it's like they're cursing at someone, or they're cursing at the game, or they're calling someone like names.
Hydrate.
Even if
drink.
it's not cursing. Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
It's
Thank you for the hydrate.
water.
I'm drinking cola.
Cola.
Water.
No. No.
Thank you, Aki.
I should have a redeem for one sub. I'll drink one bottle of water.
For what? For sub?
Yeah, that is gonna be my new sub goals.
Oh wait,
For
I
it.
didn't shout out Nyx. I'm gonna
Um,
shout out Nyx, and then I'm gonna shout out Izu. And you all need to sub to Izu so she drinks water.
No, I'm not actually. I'm not
Yes.
really gonna. I would rather,
Water.
I would, no, I don't want to drink water.
Then jumping jacks and a bottle of
Oh
water.
my god, a
A
bottle of
bottle
water.
of water.
We all need a bottle of water.
So did you learn
Yeah.
to say no to people who approach you and you get the red lights?
Yes.
How do you say no?
Usually I would like say, sorry, I can't, I'm too busy, or sometimes if I really think the person is like a huge walking red flag, I would tell them like, listen, I'm not comfortable doing a collab with just anybody, and I only do collabs with people I am comfortable around, and unfortunately you are not one of those people. So I got bad at it. I got good at it. I got better. So I'm more comfortable now. And if it's friends asking for collabs, I would just be honest. Like, if I don't have time, I don't have time. That is just the unfortunate thing. Like, when uni starts again next week, I'm only gonna be doing 2 collabs a week. And then the rest are just gonna be solo streams, which is only gonna be 1 or 2 streams anyway. So, yeah. If you don't have time, you just don't have time, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not time, you know. Sometimes you just don't want to collab with a certain.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't want to collab with someone, and that is fine. But you don't have to tell them that you don't like them. You know, you don't have to be like, oh, I don't like you, so I don't want to collab with you. You don't have to. You can think up any excuse that you want, but you don't have to think up an excuse either. You can just tell them I don't want to collab. That is totally valid. That is valid. No one can force you to do something you don't want to do.
I got a sub question for that, which is, would you approach a non-VTuber for a collab? Or if you get approached by a flesh tuber, a non-VTuber, a facecam tuber, would you collab with them as a VTuber?
Yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind. There's like, you know, I don't. That's not something like VTubers. It's just easier for us to
Yeah,
be
that's what I was saying. I was
approached
thinking about
by
it yesterday.
VTubers.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like an anime convention, and we're wearing cosplay. And would you approach someone who's not wearing cosplay? Does it feel like weird? Does it feel normal? It's
I don't
really
know. It
easier
just
to
feel
get to
kind.
someone,
It feels kind of normal to me. Like if they're a streamer, then that is just what they are. You know, I don't really
Yeah.
mind if they're a VTuber or not. That is not something that I take into account when when they ask me for a collab. Like, I haven't actually been asked by anyone who's not a VTuber, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But if they would, then I would be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Because I've never been asked by... actually, I played some D&D with people who are not VTubers. Like 1 or 2, I think. I went to the stream and saw, hey, it's a real come. It's refreshing. Because I feel like, as VTubers, we're in this community. It's really easy to ask for collabs.
Yeah.
Because it's something that VTubers do. It's a really big trend. But streamers, I feel like it's a bit weirder to do it, maybe.
It's very interesting because I have been approached by someone who was a flesh tuber. And things happened and it did not happen because I wasn't comfortable with them. A lot of things happened, and it was just kind of like, if another person were to approach me who weren't a VTuber, if everything goes well, like, yeah, I would hope a collab would happen from that. But it really, we as VTubers are really no different than any other streamers. It's just that we're
cosplay.
We're cosplaying. There's no difference between us and anyone else.
Yeah, we're still streamers. Like, there's no distinction. Like, we're still content creators. We're still streamers. We still put out content. The content might be portrayed differently, or given differently. But we still play games. We still we still do art, or we still do whatever we do, which normal streamers also do. You know.
Yeah.
There are also VTubers who are really really into YouTube, and they make YouTube content, and they do that just like normal YouTubers do.
And to even go off of that, not even just gaming, but we have like our lewd tubers, and I have only just recently found out that there's a section on Twitch called pools, hot tubs, and spas.
Yes. Welcome to the world of mystery. Hot tub streamers.
Like there's even what we have in VTubing with everyone is you can find an equal, if not identical, part to people who don't do VTubing.
You know what's worse than the hot tub category? The ASMR category.
Oh god.
Because the hot tub category is a category of people who are sitting in hot tub and they write names of subs on their body and they're in swimsuits and so on. But this is kind of like it's like hell, but you know that you're going to hell. ASMR category, you don't go there to get girls in underwear licking the microphone, but that's what you get in the ASMR category. If you go there, you see it's basically almost a porn website.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I didn't even know this existed. I thought, but surely like some of it must not be allowed by Twitch terms of service.
Gets you money.
I feel like a lot of people push Twitch's terms of services, to be honest. Like a lot of people push it to the edge, and they're still going strong. But yeah, like what Mimic said is like they'll do what they want to get money.
Yeah. I do love doing the ASMR as well. I love the ASMR category. But if you go to the ASMR category, you see a lot of people who, let's face it, ASMR is vocal, and they do a lot of things that are not vocal. Physically using their body to attract ASMR, and if it works for them, good for them. But it's just something that exists, and we need to be aware of.
I really like ASMR. So I used to have a lot of trouble falling asleep, and so I used to just listen to ASMR streams of people just, I don't know, reading stories, I don't know, reading stories, or just like the rain kind of ambience with like breathing or a heartbeat, or them just talking really quietly, being like basically reading a story. I never actually went into like the other areas of ASMR because honestly it scares the absolute living shit out of me.
What are
so
the other
like,
areas? I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah,
Dark
you know,
noises.
sometimes I accidentally scroll into it, and immediately I would be like, okay, nope, next please.
sexual ASMR?
Yeah, so there's the sexual ASMR, but there's also the it's like when they're like physically licking the microphone, and they've got the chewing sounds and the mouth sounds and like the kind of like it's just it gets
That's
so,
what ASMR started actually from that.
the erotic roleplay, and I get really bad flashbacks to where like people on Discord tried to erotic roleplay with me when I was like 18, 17, 19. It's just I was like, no, thank you, bye, go away, please, no.
That's
actually a good lead to a subtopic that we had from earlier. I think would be a good sum up for this part of the podcast. Did you get a confession from a viewer? I think we talked about this with Izu at first. Yeah. How do you deal with that when it's
Unfortunately, you just kind of have to be like, because you can't be stuck in a loop where you're like, oh, that's so sweet, thank you, thank you, and then you leave it there. You can't do that, because they're like, oh my god, that means she likes me back. Oh my god, So you have to be like, no, I'm sorry, but that I don't feel that way about you. You are if it's for specifically a viewer, you are a viewer, and I am unfortunately, that is not something I'm comfortable with. Please stop it. I appreciate the sentiment, but it's just not gonna happen.
Did you end up banning viewers for stuff like that?
If it gets out of hand, so there's some people who would be like, oh my god, I love you, and they would send me DMs on Twitter, and then continuously, even after I've told them that, like, no, sorry, that's not good, that's not like Gucci, go away, and then they continuously continue with it, and they push it, like Nick said before, like if they feel like if they continue doing it, eventually you'll be like, oh, okay, fair,
like they think they can get something from you.
That. Yeah, and unfortunately it's not something they can do. So yeah, I have banned, I think, 2 people that were viewers. Yeah, I've banned two people from. I had to ban them on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok because they just kept continuing on with it, and it made me incredibly uncomfortable.
For me,
Nyx, I think you had a similar experience.
I've had a few similar experiences. One of them would be the grooming incident from earlier. That was one of them where they just tried to continue to am I thinking of the right word? No, I'm not.
Insinuating?
Yeah, is that the right word?
I'll Google it.
Insinuating is when you're like, wait, actually.
Suggest or hint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Insinuate something bad or reprehensible in a direct or unpleasant way.
Yeah, so there were situations and such, and as soon as that happened, I'm just like, nope, and I just blocked them. It's like, no, I don't, and they kept on pushing it, and it's like, it wasn't a confession, but it's rather of like they wanted to push their sexual intentions onto me, and that's when I was just kind of like, no, we're gonna cut it right there, we're gonna stop, that's it, nothing more. And so I blocked them instantly. That was one incident where, like, for me, it was like too late to already, not like too late to block, but like too late to stop the situation when I decided just to block them completely. Another situation, a few other situations where I was able to curve things early on before anything really got worse was when they were flirting, being overly flirty, and then you could tell through their speech, you could tell through their messages how often they DM you, when they DM you too, is like they were hoping to seek a relationship, and then they would tell you things that, like, they'd be like, oh, I only told you this because you're special and such. And so it's like you can tell where their intentions are, and a couple of those situations I cut off before they could even go anywhere. And like, it's okay, that's not only just like in for streams, but like this is for like overall, like this happens also IRL. And you have to stop them as soon as you see them. Because if you allow for it to grow, you won't be able to stop it. I learned that the hard way. And so now I'm able to just cut it at the root before it can grow anymore. Whenever I witness things like that, I lose hope in humanity little by little. It happens way too often, I think, especially with female streamers. And I think a lot of female streamers tend to also brush off the confessions if it's done through chat. But when it's through DMs, it's much harder to brush it off.
I have a tough question for the two of you and to female VTubers out there. It's a really dumb question, but I think it's like many people out there want to ask that. Do you sometimes enjoy the attention that comes with that?
So the attention. So everyone. My bad. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. This is because you drink the cola and not water.
Yeah, drink water.
Drink water.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry. Smoke his lungs, you know. I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh my god, he's a smoker. Oh my god.
No, I'm joking. Don't cancel me, please. So the attention that comes from people who confess to you and think they can basically push that onto you and basically push their feelings and how they feel and stuff onto you and basically say that you have to reciprocate because, you know, oh my god, you flirted with me on chat though, in chat though, you know. You flirted with me on stream. That attention, I hate it. I don't like it. I want it to be gone. But like when someone comes into chat and they're like, oh my god, you're so cute, or oh my god, I love your voice, or oh my god, you know, those kind of like the genuine compliments or like the small compliments that you get from viewers or from friends or anything like that. That I really like. Like when someone says they like my voice, because I don't like my voice. I absolutely I hate it. I don't like it. So hearing it back on some of my streams, I'm like.
I can tell you that the 6 girls I got for D&D yesterday includes you. One of the reasons that I got these 6 is because I really love their voice.
That is so sweet.
So if you like Valdis's voice, which I believe you did.
I love Valdis's voice.
Yes, the reason that I like Valdis's voice is the same reason I like your voice. So if you trust my ears, that's the equivalent.
Thank you. But yeah, it's compliments like that where I'm like, I'm gonna cry. Thank you so much. Like, there's been a few times when someone did like really genuinely really nice comments, and I have just been like, oh my god, okay, thank you so much, thank you. And I genuinely cry about it. I enjoy that kind of like attention, if you would call it that, you know.
But you do pretty easily say I love you to people and kind of tease or flirt in Twitter.
Yeah.
So don't you afraid that sometimes this flirt, because Nyx, for example, is the complete opposite. She doesn't flirt in public. And I've been wondering if you thought maybe you can tone that down to filter some of the weirdos, or maybe just grow a thicker skin.
So I used to flirt with like whoever. So like just, you know, playfully flirt with whoever. But lately I don't. I've toned it down quite a bit from when I first started. Because I get a lot of creepy comments. That's why I've toned it down quite a bit. So usually when you see me on Twitter, when I'm flirting in quotation marks, flirting or being like funny, it's usually friends that I'm really close with, or friends that I've made. So usually I'd only do the playful flirting with friends that I already know are my friends.
But then, like, how do you feel that impacts you when your viewers might not know those are your IRL friends or your close friends?
I don't think it impacts me at all. Because luckily my viewers are pretty chill. And a lot of my viewers are my friends. So a lot of my viewers are people who come to watch me who I have collabed with or I have talked to, and I have, quite a few of them are the people who pop in are, my friends. And yeah, like Yona said, a lot of people can't differentiate between platonic and romantic.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I'm going to be really, really blunt and say that is not my problem. That is not my problem. That
I
is
love
them
that.
problem. It is not. I am not responsible for the way they feel about something. If it's something seriously that I've done wrong, then that becomes my problem. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But me playfully or platonically telling my friends I love them, or telling chat that I love them, because I do. I love my viewers. I love them a lot. But it's not a romantic love. And when they take that as a romantic love, once again, that's just not. It's not. That is a them problem and not a me problem, because I have said multiple times on Twitter, in chat, I have talked about the parasocial thing. I have talked about it so much that I wish I didn't have to, because I'm not supposed to have to. I don't think we're supposed to have to talk about the fact that parasocial relationships are not okay.
But it will attract more creeps. It will attract creeps regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll attract creeps regardless. But how you deal with them is up to every VTuber. They do it differently. I just completely ignore them. I don't acknowledge them. If it gets really bad, I'll ban and block them. But if it's someone being like, oh my god, I love your content. If it's just in stream chat, then I'm like, oh my god, thank you, that's so sweet, or whatever, you know?
Yeah, because like comments like that.
Yeah.
Comments like those are just kind of like, you can tell that people are being genuine, and I think that really has to go back to what you were talking about. Like, are their compliments genuine or not, or are they trying to say something to get your attention so that they can talk to you after stream? Like, it's really the question of like, where are their intentions lies, and that plays into whether or not like you're happy from it. Because sometimes like you can tell from your chat when someone is being like genuinely honest with you, if they're being nice, if they're complimenting you because they really want to compliment you. Like, you can tell. And I think when you can figure out when you can tell the difference between the genuine compliments and the intentional compliments to get something out of it, you can tell the difference. And then I don't know about you guys, but like, sometimes you can hear the difference in my voice when I get an intentional compliment and a genuine compliment.
Oh my god, that's good look.
That's my
I definitely think there's a difference in not just my tone of voice, but the way I respond to them as well. So the words I use for genuine and ingenuine compliments. There is definitely a distinction because sometimes you can just tell. I don't know. I can't really say how you can tell, but sometimes you just can.
Intuition. You learn. You learn to recognize
learn.
Flags. Your body does it. We're gonna move to art. We got two interesting questions about art. And first of all, we're going to go to the juicy parts, which is not safe for work art. What's your stand on not safe for work artwork of your character? And I ask that because either you're doing a subathon and one of your goals is a not safe for work art with the person who gave the most subs, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
interesting.
With not safe for work art.
Before that, we got a question from Yona. Do you think the global pandemic and resulting increased social isolation has led to an increase in parasocial tendencies?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely, because everyone is so secluded at home that the only interaction they can get is from the internet. And so
Nyx, we can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can.
What? Wait, how about now?
You sound like you were through a tunnel.
Still?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, let me try to get out of the call and go back in.
Okay, give me 1 second. How about now? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Oh, you're much better now.
Okay. Yeah, I think the pandemic really did have a play into it. because it secludes you at home, and the only interaction that you can get is through the internet. And so you feel that sense of loneliness, you feel sad, you feel the lack of connection with people. And so the next thing you do is you go find a connection that you can connect to and cling on, and then that just brings more and more of like, oh, they gave me attention, oh, they're giving me more attention, oh, I think they like me. And then that just keeps on building up and building up because of the seclusion we've all been thrown into for the past few years.
So would you have not safe for work art of your character?
I personally wouldn't mind, but I have like certain, like, there's some things that I just wouldn't feel comfortable having. So I did that. So I made that little you know that thing where you can fill in what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with, and then you post it. I did that, and I told people that if it's full blown NSFW, like it's showing everything, and it's just full on NSFW, it's like basically porn. It's basically porn. I don't like that. I don't want it. It just makes me genuinely feel uncomfortable. But when it's tastefully lewd, not tastefully, even if it's not, if it's just like, I don't know.
I was supposed
like,
to ask, what does tastefully lewd mean?
Tastefully lewd is like when it's kind of spicy, you know. It's not exactly showing everything. Like, it's not showing any kind of penetration or any kind of bits. You know.
Did you have kissing art with someone else?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
like
okay.
that's fine. That's whatever. That's like, you know, I'm totally okay with that. That's like totally okay. But if it's like the full blown porn, I just I don't know. Especially if it's with someone that you actually don't know. You don't know them. Like, I'm just like, okay. If it's with someone who I know, or it's like with someone I'm shipped with by the viewers or something like that, and it's not completely full on porn style, then I'm like, okay, go for it, whatever. If it's with one of my friends, okay, whatever. But I feel like it's always good if you want to make that kind of art with someone, or of someone. This is like if it's not a commission, if it's fan art. If it's that kind of art, I feel like it's always the best thing to ask that person.
Yeah.
If you can, and what you can do. You know?
Yeah, I've actually...
There was an entire situation on Twitter with someone once where they were like,
trying to force lewd art on someone else.
Yeah, they drew this lewd art, and the person who was drawn said they're not comfortable with it. With that, because it was them being them in a sexual position with someone with that person's character, basically, with that person's character, and that person didn't know them at all, you know. So, and that person wasn't comfortable with that, unfortunately. So she asked this person to take it down. But this person was like, oh, but you have like this kind of art everywhere, so why do you have a problem with it now that it's me? I'm like, and that is not, personally, if someone's uncomfortable with something, and you've done it, then you take it down. Unfortunately, like, you didn't ask that person, you didn't check in with them if it was okay. So unfortunately, I get that you've spent all this time on making this art piece, and the quality of it is good. But if it makes that person uncomfortable, unfortunately, you have to. It is not, it's like you taking a picture of someone in a precarious or a revealing
Paparazzi,
position.
basically.
Yeah, paparazzi. Like, if that person is not comfortable with that picture that you took, and you took it without them knowing, that is not right. That is just not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, if
Nyx,
I
you
were
wanted
to calm NSFW art, it would be like tastefully spicy, not complete full blown NSFW. I don't know.
Cause yeah, I've definitely like had people who, all of my friends who are artists, before they even start drawing anything, they actually went to me and they asked, like, are you okay with me drawing art of our characters together? And then they would actually send me like, this is the outline of what it would look like. and I would be like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing like overly lewd. It's just kind of like a I'm trying to. It's literally just like basically like a taller person, a shorter person, and the person just like lifting the person's chin up to look up. Like, it was pretty much just that, and I was like, yeah, that's completely fine. But thank you for asking, because it's just nice
Did they do it?
No, they've been busy. Actually, it's really funny. Everyone, I think there's just some kind of like curse. Every time someone has asked me if they can do art with me, and I say yes, it just never happens.
Oh god.
Gap analysis.
That is actually a pretty good idea. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What about-
For
wait.
me, I
Yeah. What about you, Mimic?
It's a confusing question. It's a really confusing question because on one hand, I do not like lewd tubing. I do not like the concept of lewding my character. Then again, every once in a while, I do like to get a bit more sexy or tasteful or spicy.
Spicy, yeah.
The boyfriend experience, like and stuff like that. It's fun. It's fun to tease other people.
Mm-hmm.
But do I see myself in another VTuber? Let's say something happened. Let's say, I don't know, a VTuber, a female VTuber comes to me, Mimic, can I draw you and me in this sexual position or whatever? Do I agree to that? I really have no idea. Let's say, I mean, I did the same, I didn't do it, but the same thing that Izu talked about, the what's my limitations in art, and I have no limitation. If you can draw me however you want, I don't care. But
You're
would
not.
I retweet that?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Oh, retweeting
Someone-
is another. Would you retweet the art?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it really depends. I got a friend recently who had lewd art of them made, and they asked me if I'm going to like or retweet that, because I don't like and retweet lewd art. I don't want that on my Twitter profile.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair.
I feel like it taints my Twitter profile in every time I post a feet pic, which is a joke, but every time I do that, I lose followers. And it's just I can't even imagine what's the cost of posting actual porn, even if you put it as
A spoiler.
Even when I went to the Dead Sea last week, I uploaded 2 pictures of me covered in the Dead Sea mud for fun. Even those, I put them in a censorship, in a
Mm-hmm.
nudity censor, because I don't want to be associated with porn at all. Even though I'm spicy and my channel is mature and I talk about spicy things, I don't want to show porn on my profile. So that's a big thing that I thankfully haven't had to deal with yet, but maybe it will happen one day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I think
guess
it
it's
ties back to
entirely
the
up to you, up to the person.
Same issue of parasocialism, where the viewers simultaneously view the relationship as personal, but then take any artistic representation as impersonal. Yes.
Mhm.
Yona raises exactly what I want to ask about.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanted to go back on
if-
that too as well.
If there's let's say a lewd art of, let's say a kiss art of Izu and Nyx, right? Which any artists out there, if you do it, please send it to me. Let's say there's this kind of art. Does this hint? Now you two are more in friendly terms after this podcast, I would guess. So I guess it feels. I'm really confused on what I want to ask. Okay, let's say Izu uploads on her Twitter kissing picture. Let's say a full sex picture, art of her and someone else, and a guy that I don't know. From my point of view, it would feel like Izu is very comfortable with that person. Maybe she's dating them. Maybe she actually wants to have sex with them. From the guy's point of view, and I would be very generalizing, I would think that the guy has kind of this is really stupid. The male ancient reptilian brain kind of think, oh, Izu is willing to have sex with him in real life as well because their avatars had sex.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And that's again this parasocial realization that you cannot really differentiate between the virtual avatar and the real person behind it, because we build this parasocial character that looks like the VTuber. You know those people who do a reveal and people say, hey, you don't look like your character at all. Like when I do a face reveal, people say, what, you're not a dice in real life? The lies. And Izu, like we said, doesn't have cat ears in real life. So we build this weird character, and then when two people kiss in a picture, some people might see that as, oh, they're in actual relationship in real life. And Izu, let's say you upload, I know other lewd-tubers who've done that, drawing themselves having sex with other VTubers multiple times. I know this VTuber, lewd-tuber now. She wasn't lewd-tuber before, but one day she announced that she wants to have spicy art with other VTubers. And many other VTubers posted their model, and I posted mine as well because I thought, well, you know, she's a good artist. She's gonna draw me. Let's go. And a week later, she had like 10 other male VTubers, all of them buff and muscular and edgy, and she's having sex with them in different positions. And that, thankfully, I wasn't there. I was thankful that I wasn't chosen, because that really makes it feels weird. It kind of feels like being a whore in art. Hydrate.
Like it was hydrate.
Do you think that's what she wanted, though? I think she wanted the attention. I think she really wanted the attention. Maybe I really don't know. There's could be a million reasons. Maybe it fulfills some kind of fantasy, sleeping with these muscular anime men. I would assume, just an assumption, that a man would ask Izu for full-blown sex art, or any other VTuber who would ask any other VTuber, is kind of wanting to have sex with them in real life. And it's weird. It's a really weird parasocial borderlines that, from my way of choosing not to be involved in lewd art at all is to avoid all of that.
Yeah.
Another 100 and stretch.
Another one?
Because this feels like a landmine. It actually feels like a landmine. Do you think she did her gap analysis too and decided to go for it? I don't think she did a gap analysis. I really think she saw. I know another VTuber who was 17, which is minor only in some American countries. In most of the world, it's not a minor anymore. Most countries in the world, including the majority of Europe, 16 is the age of consent. But she was 17, and she did lewd art. And I talked to her later. I asked her why she did the lewd art, and she said that she saw other people do it on Twitter, and she thought it would be fun. She couldn't even retweet that. It was even more spicier. She asked to censor that as much as possible, and she was really pushed to do it by the other person, the man, who paid for everything and commissioned. And then he went to joke on the tweet that she's his girlfriend and he owns her and so on. And she played with it, but in a way, I feel like she did it because she was trapped in this thing that she wanted art of her character, or maybe she wanted the attention. It's just weird. It's this. I think it's the weirdest or most dangerous parasocial areas that stay online. Saying that, do you still consider not safe for art of your character?
I mean, like I said, like, sorry, I don't like really like the entire the the full-on porn art, I don't like it. But if it's just me in like spicy art, then it's like it's something else. Like it's fine. I don't really mind it.
For me, I feel like I have two responses to that. I have two responses because yes, I am okay with just spicy art, as Izu has said. But however, I feel like this, me personally, like I'm okay with it. Like I would not do anything like close to even being like porn. But then there's the other side of me where Mimic, like you had said before, is like on stream, I don't flirt with anyone. I don't show any relation, like I don't show any interest or anything to what people say. So I feel like that kind of goes against my branding in a sense. So it's kind of someone had mentioned it in chat earlier, it's a double-edged sword of yes, it would be nice, but then what if you're having spicy art made, why don't you flirt in your streams or with chat?
It's like you do spicy art, so you must flirt as well.
Yeah. And so it's interesting.
I don't know, like, I don't think if someone wants to post spicy art, like, if someone feels like they want to have spicy art done, because they like the way it looks and they like the way it is, you know, that's their choice, and that is fine. They don't need to have to flirt, with on stream. I don't think that the two things don't correspond to me at all. They don't correlate to each other, I don't think.
That brings us back to the concept of the community being educated by the big corporate VTubers.
Yeah.
To be encouraged to flirt and simp and do not safe for work art and generate money to the system. You know, one of the biggest VTubers, actually, I believe Uru Harushia from Hololive, who's been terminated. I think she is still the top grossing super chat on YouTube. Not just VTubers, any YouTuber. She has the most earnings from super chat ever. She's like in 10 millions per year or something. She had a lot of lewd art. She had wedding ring as merchandise. And once people assumed that she has a boyfriend in real life, which nobody knows if she actually had a boyfriend or not. It leaked to the media. It was a big blow up, and she ended up being terminated by her company because she revealed some. Well, they didn't really disclose why, but gachikoi at its finest. Yes. But in a way, her corpo encouraged that by doing stuff like a wedding ring merch. And lewd in her character as much as possible. All the Hololive Niji-Sanji and Vishojo girls are being heavily sexualized by their corpos. In my phone. In my in my term paper about that, I actually did research about some case studies of VTubers, and you see that. It's not professional research or whatever, just a student, but you see that the corpos themselves are the first ones to push that kind of behavior, and that leaks to the viewers, and that leaks to the indie VTubers.
Yeah, because a lot of people think like, oh, the corporate streamers are doing this, and so because you guys are kind of wanting to be like corporate but indie, we can do this to you as well because you wanna be big shots like them, and so
this
if you want
to, VTuber works.
This is how it works because you want to be like them. You need to do the same things, and so we can treat you the same way.
Yana says spicy art is the same as wearing a short skirt in real life. Just because it can be provocative doesn't mean it is representative of being lewd or open to that kind of attention. And Bjorn says, but the viewers who bought those rings are unbelievable. If you bought it to support, that's fine and nice. You can't possibly think that you are legit engaged.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is not a problem with the streamer. It is a problem with the viewers. Like, if you genuinely think that you are now engaged to that VTuber, there is something not right with your kind of mindset, you know?
But you need to know as a streamer that there is this kind of
yes, there
audience
are
out
these
there,
kind of
and
creepy like
sometimes
people.
you will attract them by doing those kind of actions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but that is again, that doesn't give them the right to be
Yes.
that way. You know,
it doesn't.
it doesn't give them the right to act that way. It also doesn't give them the right to think that they now own you, or because you have a boyfriend, or because you have whatever, that you are now in a way cheating
Cancelled,
on them.
yeah, or
That
cheating
is
on them, yeah.
not like, it's just not the way of thinking, the way you're supposed to think about it. Like if I were to come out with like a ring, not even an engagement ring, but a ring as merch. Because I've been looking at merch, and one of the ideas given by chat was a ring. And I'm sorry, but if you take that kind of like thing as an engagement ring, or a promise ring, or a whatever, that is your unhealthy way of looking at it, unfortunately. And that is then again borders the parasocial relationship kind of thing. And again, that is unfortunately, in my opinion, not the streamer's problem. It's okay. It's their problem, because it's a problem
The
for
streamer
them,
will have to
you know?
deal with
Yeah,
that.
the streamer has to deal with it, but it's not their responsibility to then cater to what you want. Like, you want this like IRL kind of relationship, this genuine relationship with the streamer, and unfortunately, that is not possible. It's not feasible. It's not the streamer's responsibility to give that to you. They're not your partner. They are not your friend. You are a viewer of. Unfortunately, yes, streamers are just doing their job.
Yeah, because
When I did a boyfriend experience, I felt like every time someone would write something in chat that was borderline parasocial, and I had those. I had to say, remember though, it's only virtual. I'm not real. I kind of had to remind them, because I feel at the same time that I'm responsible. I'm responsible for what I'm delivering. I can't just throw the responsibility and say, screw the viewers, they have to deal with it alone.
so then Mimic,
Unfortunately, but when you're doing this, sorry, you stop.
go ahead.
Nyx, go.
Uh,
No.
so then Mimic, this goes back to like your body pillows, because
Oh, yes.
so this goes back to your body pillows, because I actually had someone who said to me that so when you sent me my body pillow, I posted it on Twitter, and I actually got a DM saying I would buy that body pillow. I'm just kind of like, it made me hesitate for a moment. I'm just kind of like, if any body pillow of mine were to be sold, in what? The body pillows are literally only used for one purpose. It's like you use it, you hug it in bed, and it's just kind of like, do you really want to be the thing that someone hugs while they're going to sleep? It's a weird concept, and I'm just kind of, when I thought about that, it honestly, it kind of grossed me out. And it's just kind of like,
It's one of the. I made like 200 body pillows of people on stream, and it was supposed to be an asset for the people themselves. So Izu's body pillow, I sent it to Izu. Nyx's body pillow, I sent it to Nyx. It's like, you're holding the body pillow of yourself. Haha, you're the best fan of yourself. But then you think to yourself, wait, this is actually a shit that people put on an actual body pillow, and they go to sleep hugging that, and who know what else they do with it.
yeah. And then it's interesting for sure, because then that just kind of goes back into the thought of like, oh, the streamer has rings they're selling for merch, so now like I'm engaged. And then does that make, in terms of body pillows, like who knows what else people are doing with it? Does that make them feel as if like they're liberated because they have that?
And I'm gonna bring back to art. If you get a request to do art with someone, and they commission and they pay for everything, and then you're in this weird spicy position with them, they might get a wrong hint that they owe you. They own you. You belong to them. You are a part of them now. Your lore and their lore is like, in their lore, you and them have kissed. They cannot differentiate between the real life and crossover and so on. Like taking Smash Bros and say, oh, Mario punched Sonic, it's canon now. So like, I kissed Izu in an art, it's canon now. My character kissed Izu's character, oh my god.
Again, that's just not the right way of thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like, if I get art with a friend, like, I've gotten quite a few couple arts with some of my friends, but that in no way means that we're together at all. If they take it in that way, then unfortunately, once again, that is just their input on it. And if they wanted to be like eventually confess to me and be like, yeah, but we got couple art, that doesn't mean that I like you, unfortunately.
That's the
Just
next,
because I got couple art of your character. If you got couple art of your character, my character, that doesn't mean that we are now.
That leads to the next, even
together.
spicier subtopic is, do you have art that you can't use anymore because of stuff like that?
I have art that I got with a friend, who is not my friend anymore, which I just won't use. It's not that I can't use it, I just won't use it.
Yeah,
and honestly, I deleted it from everywhere. I deleted it from. I just don't want to be reminded of that person. I've just completely kind of erased them from my everything. So yeah, there's art that I won't use anymore. But not that I can't use.
Yeah, I'll change it to not use.
Yeah.
You have art that you won't use anymore. At this point, I try to be extra careful with artists who drew me. Ideally, I would not collab with them. I'm saying that, but yesterday I just I have like 6 people. I think 4 of them drew me at one point. I'm careful because I have at least 2 or even 3 really good art pieces. With people that I just don't feel comfortable with anymore, for various reasons. And I keep those art pieces because they're really good. They're really good. And I think to myself, maybe one day, we'll approach each other and like, haha, it was miscommunication, joke, hey, we're adults now, let's move on. And we collab again, it's all fine. But it's just, some of these art pieces, I look at them, I want to throw up.
Yeah, that is basically how I feel about the art pieces that I got with the person. And even they had gotten me some art pieces. They had gotten me like 2 skeb works that I've also just deleted. I just can't I can't look at it without feeling like I want to throw up. So I have just completely removed it.
When they made those commissions, do you think they used that as a way to approach you?
No, I genuinely think they just did it because they can. They got those commissions because they can, and they genuinely liked getting art. I don't think they used that as a way to gain anything. I think they genuinely just got those because they wanted to. But regardless of that, I just can't. I just can't use those. Or I won't use them. I got rid of them because they just make me feel a lot of uncomfortable feelings.
I feel like
Do you have any experience with art?
So, like I said, a lot of the people who wanted to do art with me, they kind of like backed out or they just haven't finished it. I definitely like have art that people have made for me. But it's always just kind of been like an individual drawing. It hasn't been with like other people. And so I really don't have like a say into like whether or not I would use it. Like I guess like if I were to like have a falling out with the person who made the drawing, then yeah, I probably wouldn't use it anymore just because like I wouldn't want to have something that someone like I would keep it, but I wouldn't like post it anywhere or use it for anything because we had that falling out. But I don't have anything at the moment that I can't use.
I have in my past life before being a VTuber, many years ago, I have a friend who made art for me for a project, and he's a professional graphic designer. He did it for free. He wouldn't accept payment. And when I got the art, it was really, really beautiful, very well done. When I got the art, he said, as a joke, "I now hold a piece of your soul." And that kind of joke made me really uncomfortable. It's like, what? Am I going to forever owe him something? Is he owning me now? Is it like, am I indebted to him? It really makes you uncomfortable. One of the best arts that I have as a VTuber is done by an artist I don't know, someone from Fiverr. I have nothing against the artist. The artist did an amazing job, but the person who commissioned that is someone that I feel uncomfortable with. And that's a really weird situation. That's not even the art. I don't have a problem with the artist. I have a problem with the person who commissioned it.
Yeah, like that's the same thing with the person who got me the skeb art. I can't use it. I can't use it anymore. I won't use it anymore. I will probably never use it. Like I said, I got rid of it, so I wouldn't be able to use it anyway.
And why? That's what I'm asking. Why? I mean, in my head, it's like it was like $200 commission. Maybe one day we'll go and say, "Hey, you owe me $200 per every time you post that picture or whatever." It's like, I don't want to be involved with that person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just the way you personally feel about. Like, it's all about the comfort, the amount of comfortability you feel with those kinds of things.
I hear that some artists think that when they draw something, they created something within themselves. What does that mean, Fichan? Because for me, I've done a lot of art for someone, but lately I've ended up feeling like they're manipulating me for art.
I think what Peony is trying to say is, like, when they create art, they have an idea in their mind that they want to have come true. And so the only way they can do that is to draw it out with another person, or to draw it in general, because they can then
when they draw art of themselves, let's say having sex with another VTuber, are they trying to fulfill that image as well?
Most likely, because that's the only way they can do it.
And Yona, what does it mean that manipulating you for art?
I think Yona means that, basically, when you draw something for someone, and you're really good friends with them, and you draw them something like, something based off of a stream they did, or something you think they look good in, then they at that point be like, "Oh, can you draw me something else, or is it okay if you do this?" And you do, because you're like, "Oh, I actually really like drawing this person, so I'm gonna draw them again and again and again." And eventually, sometimes you would be like, "Okay, well, I don't really want to draw this week, or I don't want to do this week," you know. And then they get upset with you because you said you don't want to do that, but you've been doing it as a favor to them. You know, you don't get paid for it. You don't get any kind of, like, what do you call it?
You don't get anything in return, basically.
Yeah, you don't get any pay. You don't get paid for it. You do it because you like them before, and then you kept doing it, and then you don't do it for a bit, and then they get upset with you for not doing it, and they're like,
what?
But you know,
they
that
get
kind
upset because you stopped
Yeah.
drawing them?
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
because
and I think that is completely unacceptable. That is completely. They need to know exactly where. Wait, hold on. What is the? I don't know how to say that.
Say it in Afrikaans.
I won't be able to, because I've been forgetting Afrikaans so often.
You're
They
becoming
need to-
British. Look at you.
No, they need to know their boundaries, basically. They need to know their place. Like, this person has been drawing things for you
Be
as a
thankful
favor.
for what you got. Be thankful.
Be thankful that you've gotten so much art out of this person because they like you that much, that now that they don't want to, or they feel like they're tired, they want to take a break, they want to do whatever, you are not entitled to their art. You are not entitled to receive anything from anyone. You know, you're not entitled to receive a bunch of artwork from all these people. You know, and you cannot then throw a little hissy fit because you're not getting that anymore. You can't. You can't do that. I hate people who do that. I hate people who are entitled, and I hate people who think that they are basically entitled to everything everyone gives them, and then get upset when someone stops or needs to take a break or is tired or is, you know. So this, like, Yona could be wanting to draw other people, you know, as fan art. Yona could be busy with commissions. Yona could be busy with school, you know. And this person is now upset with them because they don't want to do this art for them.
Mm-hmm. And it's just also kind of like going off of that is like, there's a lot of people who...
Nyx, your
mic is a bit icky.
Nyx,
Give me
you
a second.
need to go out and in again.
Yeah. I still don't have internet.
Oh, there it is.
Better?
Oh, you're fine now.
You're fine
Okay.
now.
I don't know. Okay, I can't read chat then.
Do you think that entitlement is another form of power socialism?
I don't think those two correlate, to be honest.
I think they do spice each other up. So, for
Yeah.
example, if you were in love with someone and they give you some love in return, you might feel entitled to them. I really do think that if someone is doing an art with lewdtuber, with Izu, let's say with Izu, right? Not a lewdtuber. Let's say with Izu. Someone is doing an art with Izu, and let's say it's an art. Let's say it's full-on sex art, and Izu hasn't done that with anyone else. That person might feel entitled. I've done something with Izu that she hasn't done with any other person. So they might feel a bit more entitled to Izu than other people. And other people might get jealous and want to try to ask Izu for more lewd art and so on.
Well, I wonder...
There's this weird competition.
Yeah, and I wonder if, like, with, like, do you think that the entitlement is another form of parasocialism? I think it also has to do with, like, let's say, like, one person goes to the streamer and asks, can I get NSFW art made? And they say yes. So then they assume that, okay, since one streamer has said it, tons of other streamers are going to say the same thing. So they go to the next person and they ask, or they ask or assume, like, hey, do you want to do this? Because this other person had also gotten it with me. So I'm pretty sure you're going to also want to do it with me as well. It's that sense of, like, this kind of goes back into, like, the corporations of, like, other people do it, so you have to do it as well.
Hayona adds, I mean, in the idea that a tuber may stop viewing their viewers as people with their own lives and become possessive or even demanding of them. Yes. There have been stories of streamers who start to see their viewers as property, asking them to pay for a monthly sub, or asking them for beats, asking them where were you if they don't appear one day in a stream. I had some viewers apologize if they missed a stream or if they were late for a stream. And that really
I've had that a few times as well.
Cut me so, and I immediately go, what are you talking about? You don't need to apologize, just come here and say hi. That's more than I can ask for.
Yeah.
That's enough. But I had some people actually apologizing. I'm sorry I can't sub this month, or I'm sorry I can't watch. You don't have to. Also, I had some people apologizing that they can't stream the D&D session yesterday, which is also weird because you don't have to. But some people get the feeling like they have to do something, and I think it all comes down to what we said at first: the expectations that other streamers and the big corpos and society set us to, and it's our job to put the boundaries in our streams, in our community.
Yeah. And it's just setting those boundaries, which makes a big difference. Like, if you don't set them, nothing is going to be stated. Like, I've had people comment on my rules section in my Discord server and the rules section in my Twitch, and everyone says it's too long, and I'm just like, it's not too long. It's there for a reason.
What, the rules? I think I left the basic rules, just be an awesome person. And I would like to add some stuff. Mostly, do not talk about your own stream. in my stream.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I will say that bluntly. I don't care if you start streaming. I really don't care. I don't care if you're gonna stream in 1 hour. Don't say that in my stream. That is so rude. It's like going to someone's party and say, "Oh, by the way, in 10 minutes I'm hosting a party as well. Do you all want to come there?" No, it's
Oh my
my
god,
party
the
now.
amount of times these things that I did a stream earlier this week, and
Okay.
and one of the people who came like in chat, and then I was like, yeah, okay, do you want to play this game with us? Because it's someone I knew. So they came to play the game with me and my friend, and then they were like, by the way, I'm like 6 viewers away from this amount of things. So you know, wink, 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 wink.
I like only 6 followers from 100.
Yeah, and I find like, okay, so there's that, and then there's the people who do that every single time. They like come and they're like, I'm 24 away from this amount, and then they come in the next day, I'm like 16 away from this amount, and then come in the next day, I am 5 away from this amount, and they post it on Twitter, and they post it everywhere, and I'm just like, bro, stop. Just stop.
It really baffles me every time this happens.
I feel like it happens a
If
lot
someone,
more.
If someone asks me, "Hey Mimic, what do you think I should stream? What do you think? How do I approach collabs? What do you think?" If someone asks me a genuine question, that's great. I would gladly answer.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone tells me about their stream or someone else's stream, stop. Don't. No names. Just trying to educate the people. I would never go to someone's chat and talk about my own experiences unless it's directly related to what they say or unless they ask me.
Mm-hmm.
If, let's say, Meshi did a funny thing today. Okay, let's say a few weeks ago, Meshi, my cat, she brought a lizard to my room. I found it sweet and funny and weird. I'm like, haha, it's a cat. I won't go to Izu's stream. Izu's streaming a horror game and say, by the way, Izu, my cat did something funny today. Nobody asked me. Nobody cares.
Oh god. It's funny.
And people do it so naturally sometimes.
Or they do it every single time they're there.
They, okay, I gotta
There's some
go.
people who that's all they talk about. That is all they can talk about in your chat, and I'm like, okay.
Or even
okay,
like
I'm going to someone else's stream now. Bye. Then they go to
I'm
someone
like,
else's stream.
Mhm.
They tell exactly
okay,
the same
that's
thing.
nice.
or like even the people who like they come in and the only thing, so like they come in, they don't ask about you, but they come in, they tell you like their news and then they leave.
Yeah, this is so rude.
I feel like
And I'm still grateful that they came to visit and say hi, but I would ask about your day, tell me about the day, that's great. But when you
Mhm.
start telling me about what you talking about, we make everybody have to know what Meshi does every single moment.
Oh,
Mhm.
On my stream, Lord, on my stream. I go to Izu's stream or Nyx's stream, nobody there knows who Meshi is, unless they ask. Like, if I go to
yeah.
Tori's stream, she immediately asks me about Meshi. I go to Katsu's stream, she immediately asks me about Meshi. But a general person who doesn't know who Meshi is and so on. And I find it really uncomfortable when people tell me about their own stream or basically do advertisement in my
Yeah.
stream.
self-promotion in your chat.
Or even like self promotion of another person's stream in your
yeah,
stream.
for another person.
Yeah.
Or okay, I've had this happen before. How do you feel when someone says like, "Oh, I was just watching this streamer and I came over to say hi to you for a little before going back." I feel like I get that one
Viewers with
often.
self-promote. Yeah. Actually, I had a unique experience with that. A week ago, someone was in my chat, maybe this week even, someone was in my chat and saying, "Oh, I'm watching another stream, but your stream is better."
Hmm.
That's not from the opposite side. I really hope they didn't say that to the other streamer as well.
I hope so.
I hope not.
I was thankful in a way. It was a great compliment that my stream was more interesting, but I don't know. It's kind of like people tell you, by the way, I'm watching 5 streams right now. Oh, okay, I don't need to know that you're watching other people. It's like you're dating someone in a date, you're about to kiss, and by the way, I've kissed like 3 other people this week.
By the way, my ex is a better kisser than you.
Or even, oh, you kiss so much better than my ex. Nobody talks.
I don't want to know about
someone.
your ex.
Don't talk about your ex. Exactly. Unless you've been specifically asked. Even then, it's kind of cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it's so funny.
It is. Because you think like you think it's common sense that people come into your stream and make it only about your stream. You think that's common sense, but then there's so many people who come in and they either they trauma dump, they talk about something exciting that happened in their life, then they leave, or they bring up another streamer.
Or vent.
Or they vent.
I think it all comes down to this parasocial concept that when you go into a chat, into a stream, you don't see it as a stage and a viewer. You see it as 2 equal people talking with each other. And some people are egocentrical in a way that they're not aware that there are other people watching right now. So right now we have 15 people watching, but nobody is talking in chat. There's a kind of a ghost chat because people are probably just listening or doing their own stuff. I know that people are working while listening to our podcast and so on. Black Fedora, don't talk about my ex unless you want to be spanked. Now, Black Fedora, for example, could have the feeling like he's the only one watching us right now because nobody else is speaking in chat. So he's like, hey, I'm in this table with them. I always tell this story. Nyx and I, in our first podcast, someone came in and asked to join the podcast. Can I join your voice? Well, you really need me here. And by the way, that guy never appeared since to any podcast.
I remember, yeah. A lot of people, they come for one podcast and then they don't come back.
Emmett, I'm procrastinating my work while listening. Do it, Emmett. Do it now. I'm drawing. Yeah, that's amazing. People do other things, but you go there, you might think, oh, it's so quiet here. It's only me. And some people will even comment to that. Where is everybody in chat? Why is everybody so silent?
Or like you wonder if you wonder if it's just kind of like you are required to start talking more in chat because you're the only person there, or you feel as if you're the only person there, so you have to continue speaking. Self-promote. I think that
if a person is known by the people, like an active viewer or a mod, for example, they start streaming. If they use self-promote channel, I don't think that's bad. No. Self-promote channel on Discord, that is specifically.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, let's say I'm playing a horror game, and you go to my chat, and I'm screaming because there's like roaches and spiders on the screen. And then you go, by the way, everyone, I'm about to stream right after this.
Oh,
Mimic,
God.
can you raid me, please?
Oh my god, I've had that so many times.
Just kidding, lol. Unless
the finger pointing.
Chuyoko, we're gonna stream direct the
God.
question to you specifically. Yona, I have a question for you directly. Yona, what's your relationship with the other Yona? What Yona's here?
it's kind of like this. Like you go into someone's chat and you either, whether it's not like you're collabing with them or if you're just like a chatter, like you go in and you just start like saying like, hey, like, can you believe like I'm this far away from this number, or like I only need like 6 more followers to get to this number.
Again from 350, so we're gonna shout out Nyx and KonekoIzu. Please follow Nyx. She's been going on with this crazy journey with me, doing this podcast even when she's on hiatus. Next week we're gonna be on Nyx's channel.
I'm still on a hiatus.
In 2 minutes I'm gonna shout out Izu and we're gonna sing for her happy birthday.
Oh god, no, please don't.
Identical names, that's right. Oh, the R twins! Look at that, siblings. So sweet.
Oh goodness.
For a second, I thought there was like the same account, but then I realized no, it's 2 different accounts.
Hydrate and stretch.
Thank you.
I have to get a new water bottle. Hold on.
Nothing like a good stretch.
I popped my shoulder earlier.
We didn't hear it this time, but sometimes we do hear Nyx when she pops her shoulders. You can hear the
It's usually audible, but because I'm on my phone today, we can't hear it, and so my
Oh.
yeah, you don't hear it because I'm not on my mic.
I remember when I was lower numbers, like 350, I was so excited for every 300, 350, 400. I did something special. I remember when I got to 400, I did this image with a signature, like thank you 400 and so on. And now I'm like, okay, I don't care, because to be fair, I think like 10% or 20% of my followers are bots. Or not bots, but artists, digital artist accounts that not bots but scammers basically. And I lose followers every day and gain followers every day. It's so up and down that you can't really control it. It's so meaningless. You have to start looking at this in a span of 6 months and not a daily span. If you look at your growth from a daily point of view, it means nothing.
Yeah, like I had this one friend who was completely obsessed with it. Like obsessed with every single like 5 viewers he got. Like, oh my god, guys, I'm 25 away from this much, and now I'm 10 away from this much. Oh my god, guys. But he would do it for every single like 10 viewers. For every 10 follows, he'd be like, guys. And that was all he would talk about. And I'm just like, what? Why?
You know what, Izu? I know what will improve your mood right now.
What?
This is shout out to Izu.
Oh god.
Please follow her. She has actually a birthday. Her birthday is on Sunday.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Yeah, that's
Thank
4
you.
days before my birthday, so we're gonna...
Thank you.
We're basically twins as well. 4-day twins. But Izu is before me, so we're gonna all sing to Izu now, even chat. Ready? Happy birthday
To you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Izu, happy birthday to you. Any exciting birthday plans?
I'm just gonna go hang out with my family.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a cake. Cake.
Yeah,
candles.
maybe.
You're gonna blow the candles, and you're gonna ask for a cursed dagger in real life.
Yeah. I want a dagger. No, wait, that's not. I don't think that's legal here.
Get a non-pointy dagger.
There you go.
I want a spoon. I want a cursed spoon,
I
guys.
suppose.
Cursed. How do you say it? Like a bludgeoning dagger? Like a non-edge.
A non-edged dagger?
Non-edged dagger. There's a name
A
for it.
non-edge dagger.
A triangle?
No, that's too edgy. It's too edgy. Maybe a circle.
A circle? Oh, okay.
A blunt.
An oval.
A blunt dagger.
A blunt dagger. A
Wait,
round
there is a
dagger.
spoon. There is a spoon.
Oh god. Oh, I love that so much.
I think we're about to get to our last topics. And the next one is a bit more heavy. It is, are you telling your chat when you feel bad? Because we talked about some bad stuff, negative experiences.
Yeah.
I've been scammed, I lost a friend, I got this, I got that. I remember, for example, that the first time I banned someone, and that was a long time viewer, I felt really bad banning them. But they said some stuff in chat that I just cannot approve ever. And I didn't really talk about this on stream ever, but I did talk about this in hints and in the podcast and in other people's streams. So everybody who was there knows exactly what and who I talk about and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's unfair to talk about this on stream Like, I don't want to bring the mood down, and worst of all, I don't want to attract people who say, "Oh, I also had something really bad,"
Yeah.
and then the trauma dump.
And then the entire thing just becomes a very, very sad discussion.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't talk about. So if I'm having a bad day or if I'm feeling sad, I won't stream. I won't stream because I know I'll be not happy, and I know I'll be not like my best. So I just won't stream. Like today, I'm not doing my subathon because I'm not feeling well, and I'm not like I just won't be able to stream for that long amount of time.
Yeah.
So I just won't do it. So yeah, if I have a bad day, if I have a bad day, I won't stream. I don't mind saying it on Twitter. Like on Twitter, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm having a bad day. I'm sorry, this thing happened, so I won't be able to stream, or that I don't mind doing that. But I will never ever stream if I'm having a bad day.
I'm kind of the same way.
Or
Like,
I'm
if I'm
upset.
having, like, a really bad day, like, I'm just gonna cancel. If I had a stream scheduled, I just cancel it. Just because I
Yeah.
feel like I wouldn't be able to bring the quality content that I normally would be able to, and I feel like that is just not being true to myself, essentially.
It isn't, and it's not fair to the viewers either, because then they have to watch you be sad and quiet and
Mhm.
upset.
Yeah, it's not fair to the viewers at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
'Cause
I do stream when I feel bad, but I don't talk about feeling bad. I always try to be positive the best I can. Like, hey, today wasn't that great, but you know what? Let's make it even better. Let's kill some monster, and I go back to a game that I'm really familiar with, like Binding of Isaac or Yu-Gi-Oh or Diablo, and just clean my head
Yeah.
with chat.
Mhm.
But
I don't know. For
Chris-
me, it takes me a while to get out of the funk
Mhm.
of being like upset or sad. Like if something happened and I'm now upset about it, it takes me a while to get over that sadness. And playing a game won't. Unlike for some people, playing a game won't really help me with it, and I don't like people seeing me like that either. So I'll just not stream.
Streaming should never come before your health or feeling. It can be uncomfortable to the viewers if you dump on them, and even make them feel trapped and responsible for your emotional state. Yes, Yona is right, and I'll even encourage them to dump their own trauma on you, which would make you feel even worse,
Yes.
because now you've been ignored, and you have to deal with someone else's trauma.
Mhm.
But then again, we can't always put this mask of happy-go-lucky, everything is perfect. I know that when I had bad moments doing streaming, some viewers would instantly recognize that on my voice. And some people would write to me after the stream, "Hey Mimic, is everything okay? What happened?" And I'll be honest, I can't tell you because let's say I had an argument with someone called X, and let's say there's Y, who's a viewer of both of us. Y really loves me and X. If I tell Y that I have an argument with X, that will be very uncomfortable. Now Y will have to figure out, do they unfollow X? Do they keep watching? Do they keep mentioning X? But then they keep mentioning X in my stream and keep putting X's emotes in my stream. And I had someone say at the raid, "Hey Mimic, do you wanna raid that person? They're a really good friend of X."
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like thinking to myself, X just blocked me last week.
Oh my god,
this
the
was really
same thing
sweet.
happened to me.
Uh,
The same thing happened to me the other day. So... Right then, you guys are great friends, right? And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, maybe next time.
And you want to tell them, listen, we don't talk about that person. You really want to tell them.
Yeah, I really was like, I'm sorry, that person.
The
But
only
I
thing
can't. I just can't, because I don't want to like create any kind of like.
I'm laughing to myself with the thought that they mentioned me and put my emotes in their chat as well.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Fiona says, sharing one's bad day when tactically used, it helps the viewers relate to you better and the bond grows stronger. But you have to be very careful with the level of sadness. Yes, that's why I
Yeah.
always try to put a positive spin on it, show how I managed to get over the bad feeling. And I feel like I became better at it, or you know what? I feel like I became better at avoiding bad situations if there's a bad situation right now with someone, I either immediately voice chat them to solve it, or I just remove them from my life completely because I'm not responsible for other people having issues with me. If someone is not adult enough to do a voice chat with me and solve things, I should not feel bad about that person.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If that person has also blocked you out of nowhere and like after you've had like a disagreement, then unfortunately there's just nothing you can do about it. So
I think the unfortunate thing is that at one point you get used to it.
Do you think it's bad that we get used to it though?
yeah, it's sad that we have to, you know.
Yeah, I
Like
feel
I
like
got used to bad news about murder and rape and stuff like that. You hear that in the news and like, another one. And it's just, even if it happens once a year, you get used to bad stuff. That's how humans do it. That's how VTubers do.
mm-hmm.
It's like, okay to say I'm feeling a little down, but being here makes me feel better. Yeah, exactly. Being with you, chat. And even when someone comes and kind of vents and say, hey, Mimic, I had a really bad day, I would say, you know what? Chill with us, forget everything, and let's have some happy memories now. And the more it happens, the more you get used to it, for the worse and for the better. Yes, it's better we get used to it, but also it's good that we get used to it because that way we can treat it better. And the show must go on, so the show can go on when someone dumps you with a sudden trauma.
Yeah, because sometimes like even like allowing them to dump their trauma on you for that short period of time could make a big difference for them. But then you just need to know when to like not allow them to continue on.
Well, a really weird case could be when someone trauma dumps something that triggers you. For example, school bullying is a big trigger for me. And I had a viewer who's a minor. I know she's a minor. And whenever I see her in chat, I'm like immediately making the whole stream pure, all age. And she once told me that she's been bullied in school on stream. And she's a really sweet person. I don't want to ban her. But I don't know how to deal with that. And I'm trying to give advice, like tell your parents or tell the principal or tell the teacher. And she says what I've been dealing with. Nobody does anything. I told everyone, nobody helps. And that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It is.
And I can't even imagine someone who, let's say, one of their parents died. And that's a big trigger for them. And then someone in chat comes and say, hey, my mom died today or something like that. That's like there's a huge trauma dump that's also triggered. How do you get out from something like that on stream? Like you said, we do not trauma dump here. But
it's one of my rules as well in chat. So I was like, I'm sorry if you could just like read the rules again. Like we don't do like really heavy topics. Like it's okay to come in and say like, oh, I'm having a bad day and like whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry you're having a bad day, but let's have a good time together, But going into graphic detail about like if it's a really traumatic this experience, it's just not the place to share it.
So I can easily, straightforward avoid saying, we don't deal with heavy topics here.
Yeah. I think one thing I tend to do...
Peony, it usually comes from people who are not your usual viewers.
Yeah.
Came out from a raid or found you in the recommendation and then bam. I encourage my viewers to talk about their day during my Just Chatting stream. They actually know better to not trauma dump. Yes.
I think
usual viewers are really easy.
Yeah, usual viewers for sure are much easier, but when it's people who come and go every like few weeks, every few months, then that's when they tend to like trauma dump. And what I normally do is I either normally tell them like, okay, as bad as it sounds, I tell them it's gonna be okay, but if they want to talk more, like talk in DMs and not on stream where everyone can see what's going on.
Even DMs, like, inviting people to vent in your DMs.
Oh god.
But then they don't normally do it. That's the thing.
I see what you mean.
They don't do it. That's the thing. Like, I tell them, like, if you want, you can say it in DMs, but then they just continue on stream, and I think that's where they want that public view.
Yeah, they want everyone to know.
They want everyone to know.
Those are the people who like trauma dump in your DMs. So someone you've probably never met before. The first DM they send you is an entire paragraph of their basically life story and their trauma and stuff. Like what are we supposed to do with that? What I don't understand what they want us to do about that situation.
Actually, it was really funny. Izu posted that on Twitter, and I immediately DM'd her with some.
You did. Oh my god! I was like, okay. Oh god.
Send you a DM mimic. Arrow generated a ChatGPT answer.
Oh my god.
Dealing with viewers on Twitch chat who trauma dumps and share personal experience can be challenging. It's important to remember that trauma chat can have a profound impact on a person's mental and emotional well-being. It's pretty long, but it's one of the great uses of ChatGPT. Personal use, personal advice. Always seek professional help. Always use numbers and avoid it on public. You don't want it will affect very negatively on your stream, and people will leave. People will actually leave. I know some people who've been doing a trauma dump in my chat told me that they just wanted to leave, or they had to leave because not only the person was trauma dumping and the streamer was obviously uncomfortable, everyone in chat left the stream basically and tried to help them. And the chat became like, how do I help that person? So Nyx, we can hear the tapping.
My bad.
Tap, 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 we can hear everything. By the way, Nyx, how's your timing? Do we need to end in 10 minutes? Do you want to stay more?
I would have to end in 10 minutes because
Okay.
I am being spammed by emails.
Oh, so I think it is time to wrap this day up. It's been a really good, a bit of a spicy and going deep kind of podcast. A very, very insightful. That's the word I want. Insightful one.
It's been a
Usually
good
at the end
one.
of this, we each choose a takeaway. Something we take away from today. Like one short message. Something that you learned today or you want to remember from this podcast. Every month, deal with the situation behind the scenes. Lovely podcast. Thank you. Again, this is a shout out to Izu. I will give after that a shout out to Nyx. KonekoIzu, please follow both of them. Nyx, Izu, do you have any takeaways from today?
Izu, why don't you go first?
Huh?
Why don't you go
You know what,
first?
I'll go first. I usually don't go first. Let's see.
Okay.
We talked about VTubers being a secret wishful, bad attention. We approach non-VTubers for a collab. Do you approach or get approached? You know, I'll go with choose your partners.
Choose your partners. Yeah.
Don't let them choose you. You choose. If people approach you and you don't feel comfortable, you have to get up and approach people on your own. And I want to say, Izu, as the one day in April Fool's that I was you, I got you like at least 3 really adorable girls for easy collabs, girls that you kind of were afraid to approach. And when I approached them for a collab as you, they said yes immediately.
I
said yes.
I approached I think Solly for a collab as well. But it's just finding the time is.
Yeah, now it's started working. But you know what? I did it for you, and now we have a weekly collab with Solly.
Yeah. Now we Gucci. I'm like, yay!
Yay!
Yeah.
And with Diania and with Valdi, it's like I took it as a project to set girlfriends for Izu.
My takeaway would be to basically remind people who overstep their boundaries to remember their place. Basically, so basically.
Remind boundaries.
Yeah, remind about boundaries. Because if you just have no boundaries, then you will get just so much shit.
For me, I think it would be comfortable with what you're doing. In terms of like if you're streaming when you're feeling bad, or if it's in terms of not safe for work art or spicy art, just be comfortable.
Oh, so the other way around, do things that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, do things you're comfortable with.
Do things you're comfortable with. We're gonna post this later on the Twitter thingy.
On the Tweety Bird. On the Tweety Bird.
On the Tweety Bird app.
Give a shout out to Nyx. Check her out as well. Nyx, next week on Thursday.
On Thursday. Yes. Wait.
So next.
I thought you said you were busy next Thursday.
I am. It's good that we just checked. So you want to do another Friday?
We can do Friday. I should be good
Okay.
Friday.
So next week, Friday, same time. That's 12 noon GMT.
7 a.m. CST.
And we're gonna have we're gonna be on Nyx's channel.
We're gonna be on.
We're gonna have a guest from Nyx's side. We don't know who.
I need to text them. Because I forgot it's Friday too.
Nyx, first of all, you gotta go find someone.
Yes, I need to find. I have an idea. I have someone in mind.
Perfect. And Nyx, what you're up to? What's your plans after this?
So I'm gonna head off to work. I'm heading off to work essentially. Hopefully, I'm hoping to come back from my hiatus soon. It's just a question of really when. I'm hoping soon. I'm hoping sometime within the next 2 weeks. This hiatus has been longer than I anticipated. But I do want to come back soon. So be prepared.
Yeah, no, Peony. We want to do it on Thursday, but I have some studies on specific Thursdays, and because of the holiday, it's next week's Thursday. I have master's degree session, my thesis session on that time. What about you, Izu? What's your plans?
Well, I'm not streaming today, but I will be back to streaming tomorrow. I will continue my subathon.
Nice.
Yeah.
As
We are
for me,
almost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. How much? Say it.
We're like I think 30 subs away from the maid outfit stream, which I'm like, because then I have to actually get a webcam, and I'm
It's
like,
a face cam, right? A made up face cam. Oh my God.
yeah.
You wanna see Izu in video? That's once in a blue moon that you see that.
IRL. Earl.
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 What am I doing?
Yeah, what
Tomorrow
are
I'm
you
gonna do a most likely a study stream because I have both the thesis homework and term paper finished to present on like Monday.
doing?
Wait. Oh, I have some time for the term paper. Well, I'm gonna have to do a study stream tomorrow and on Sunday and finish that. Mimic, I made you a Pokemon team. Let's go. And it's better have Whimsicott because Whimsicott is my favorite Pokemon. Let's go. Send me Fedora the Pokemon team or put it here. I'm gonna do a lot of studies and then gonna chill after studies with some Diablo 2 and Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff like that. And, we are going to raid my lovely ghost. I want to talk about this. I don't have spicy art yet, but the closest thing to spicy art is this art made. Oh, that's big. Made by Anichi. I'm gonna raid Anichi now. It was one of those. Your third act must wear this. And Anichi looked at us and I was, hey, you gotta wear this with me. So she drew both of us.
Oh my god. I love that.
That's she approached me for collabs, which is great. So sometimes when people approach you, it's really good. Sometimes when you approach people, it ends up really bad. Just keep a positive, good, try out people, and if something doesn't work, just move on to the next person. Consistency. And that's it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. We'll
Thank
see
you for
you.
having me today.
Yeah, thank
See
you
you
for being
next time.
here. This has been great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Apple. We're gonna raid Anichi, Mimic, NyxEleander Podcast raid. And I'm gonna put dice, mushroom, cat, and a microphone for the podcast. Is the raid message. I'm gonna spam this. And hope to see you all next time. I'll be back.
We'll see you next time, everyone.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye-bye.
And you can still hear us on the credits if you want to say something, a tip, what you learned today, what your lesson. What do you love to eat?
Be firm with your boundaries.
Hydrate.
Hydrate with water.
For keeping us
Let's hydrate. Let's hydrate. Yeah.
Either do you drink like a human or like a cat?
I drink like a human.
And stretch.
Sorry, I'm a
Oh my
fake.
god. Immersion broke. Immersion broke.
I'm sorry.
I thought you like put your head in a bowl and go like a
Yeah.
with a tongue.
Actually, I drink my milk in a bowl. Yeah.
Is that drinking or eating? If you
It's drinking?
with a spoon, like soup with a spoon, is
it's
that
not
drinking or
really
eating?
Oh, that's
We'll leave you with that thought, everyone. Raid starts. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, perfect raid. Only she hates raids. Let's see how she reacts.
Oh no.
It's gonna be super embarrassed. And 17 people. Oh my god.
let's go.
Oh, I didn't get sent over.
Oh no.
Oh no. Here's the link. No! Everyone, follow the cute ghost.
Oh.
She streams once in a blue moon, but she's adorable.
She's so cute. I love her so much.
And she's playing unpacking. Did you play unpacking?
I played unpacking.
I haven't.
It's an amazing game, so chill.
It's so fun, but it's so frustrating as well.
If OCD is gonna trigger your OCD.
Oh
so
no.
Like, something's can only go in specific places, and I'm like, but it belongs in the bathroom!
They teach you that the normal society don't put that thing in the bathroom.
But oh well. But anyway, thank you so much for today, guys. It was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you.
Izu, I'm not gonna lie, I was very close to messaging you on Twitter when Mimic made a comment on one of my posts with your name. I was so close. I'm just like, I'm going to. But I just haven't had a chance to.
I'm gonna do it. I can't believe I wasn't following you. I'm so sorry.
You're good. I wasn't following you either yet.
I was like, oh, shit. I thought I was.
I thought I was too, but I guess not. No, I was following the fake one from April Fools.
Some people told me, I think your account was hacked.
Yeah, I had so many people messaging me. They're like, Izu, are you okay? Are you okay?
I have to stop recording.